what we're doing today and why. Every night, right, I have been falling asleep to these really long reels about history. But specifically, like, first of all, I want to say my entire life I've never liked history. Never. And it's because of how I was taught it in school. But for the first time, I give a fuck because of these reels. It's like fascinating. And they're like stories, but not very zoomed out stories. Like very very zoomed in stories, like about, like, very humanizing, like what people ate and when and why, and like little rituals and little like funny laws and why those laws exist and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But I've never gave a fuck about history because I never learned these stories until reels. What I keep getting like enamored by, and maybe it's because of like the Odyssey coming out and stuff, is like things that are ancient. I'm talking like medieval Rome, medieval Greece, medieval England, uh, medieval Austria. I saw the coolest medieval Austria thing about those like Habsburgs, like the really inbred people, like the lore of them. That's what I give a fuck about. And so I think today what we should do is like, I want to learn actually interesting stories about history. Stories, not like fact jargon, like I love coincidences and things that are alien and stuff like that. And because I've missed out on this, it's like I'm relying on you because I bet you have gathered a ton of video. Like, it's kind of like if someone was like, "Oh, I want to know about like plants or fish tanks," I'd be like, "Oh my god, I have like a million videos I could send." I kind of assume that you guys may be a bit like that. The first link we got sent was this one by Arner. Oh my god, the origin. Is that actually? Oh, oh, it is. It is. It is. It is. Wait, this screenshot's really cute. It looks like his cheeks are puffed, like he's actually using it too. Now that's history. This is my favorite historical moment. It looks like his cheeks are puffed, like he's really using it. I got a new mug also, look. You could see my coffee level now. Oh. Is this real? What? What? That's a water ad? What the fuck? Huh? Maybe the slogan needs some work. I agree with you there. I'm gonna... Is that like too big of a camera? Yeah. Yeah, that's a little too big for me. I'm feeling hashtag drenched. Mods, kill anybody that clipped that. Oh my god, the plants! Genius. 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 Okay, let me get the plants. I have to show you. I just have to grab one. The other ones are right next to me. I'm on the beach. Each. Hang on. Hang on. I have to get this plant. It looks like boobs. Kill the weight, now we're fast and light. Please don't cool my war machine. Performance high and deafening. What the fuck, dude? Blood dries on the sparkling lead paint. It's so weird. Bleed your fuel on siphon. It's a boob plant. Left out, I hold my breath and drive. Staring at so weird. Like the weirdest plant I've ever seen. Okay, wait, I have to put it back. The other ones are here at my desk. But like, what the fuck? He has like a bra plant. Also, yeah, the pink plant. Okay, I had to show you this. He's pregnant, and he's literally about to pop. This is crazy, by the way. Like, how does this exist? You see there? That weird little bend? That is a new leaf about to pop out. Like, that's a full pink leaf right there. That's so crazy. And like, look at this one. That is so insane. Who got my plant pregnant? Man, come on. Seriously? Those are everywhere in Florida? A pink princess philodendron? Huh? Those are like a rare boutique variety. That one leaf is just a tongue. Wait, true. Yes, you're actually early, folk. I'm showing my 2 other new plants, and then we're getting into it. Okay, this plant I had to get because it's called the Orange Prince. Hello? Like it's orange. This is also a philodendron. The new leaves come out orange? And he's got a new leaf right here. Right here. Beep, beep. But look at that. So crazy looking. Like, what? Like, when this is just sitting there, it looks crazy. It looks like it's, like, on fire. It looks fake. Okay, wait. One last plant. This plant is called Astromantha tristar. How is this real? So the top of the leaf is like green and white, like a feather, like it's been painted. But then the bottom is bright pink and purple and red. See? Now the craziest thing about this plant is it's called a prayer plant. So at night, all of these leaves turn straight up like this, and it turns into like a big pointy plant. And then in the day, it like blooms back out because it's like defending itself or something, and it's trying to look poisonous. So at night, it sticks all the leaves straight up, revealing like the red so that it looks poisonous. But in the day, it flops down and it's like this. That's the coolest plant I've ever seen. Études, dit travail, qui dit taf, te dit les thunes, qui dit argent, dit dépense, qui dit crédit, dit créance, qui dit dette. I was looking for one of those for so long. Crazy.com. Also, te dit deuil car les problèmes ne viennent pas seuls. Qui dit crise, te dit monde, dit famine, dit look at this idiot. He's peeing on me! This guy, I had to repot because he lost a leaf. But this guy has been grown from a seed. That's right, bitch. From a seed. He looks like snake heads. No? Kind of looks like the heads of like a snake. Oh yeah. Oh god. He's pissing everywhere. How many plants do you have in the corner? Let me make sure there's nothing like leaky.
Alors on danse. Et là tu dis que c'est fini, car pire que ça, ce serait la mort. Quand tu crois enfin que tu t'en sors, quand il y en a plus, eh ben il y en a encore. Est-ce la zik ou les problèmes?
Yeah.
Les problèmes ou bien la musique, ça te prend les tripes, ça te prend la tête. Et puis tu pries pour que ça s'arrête. Mais c'est ton corps, c'est pas le ciel. Alors tu te bouges plus les oreilles. Et là tu cries encore plus fort, mais ça persiste. Alors on chante.
Bang. And then up on this, like, I can't really tilt up.
Alors on chante.
There's like a shelf there with some.
Alors on chante.
Bang. My jungle.
Et puis seulement quand c'est fini, alors on danse.
Bang! New plants, done.
Alors on danse.
God, I'm just freaking obsessed, man. I don't know, man. I'm obsessed. I don't know, I'm obsessed.
Alors on danse.
Plants are addicting. Don't ever buy a plant. It's a bit of a gateway drug. It's a bit of a gateway drug. So look at that leaf right there. Like, doesn't that look fake? It looks like a stereotypical, like, leaf. It's like such a perfect leaf. Have you ever watched Drunk History? No. I've never watched anything history. That is what we are doing today. In order that we have received them. Arnar, this was an incredible link. Thank you so much. This was the first link we were sent as a recommendation to watch and learn good, interesting history. Show of hands if you have seen this one. Show of hands. Ladies and gentlemen of the cat room gathered here today. Really? You, what? I didn't... Man, I'm so, like, left out. Like, everyone has seen so much history, and I've seen none of it. What the heck? I lied. I did it.
An epic history, Drakenfell collaboration.
Who? Drakenfell.
In 1792, the French Revolution sparked a European conflict that would last a generation. A struggle.
This is what I mean. I don't know anything about the French Revolution. I don't know why they revolted. I don't know what the revolution was. Like, I don't even, you know? So I'm hearing this, and I'm not even kidding. This elicits no feelings from me, this sentence.
European conflict that would
I'm
last
just being
a
honest.
generation.
I also don't know how to divide. Long divide. I also don't know. Like, why are we pretending that some stuff we just skipped over in school and cheated? Why are we pretending that we didn't cheat in school? I'm not Jesus. You can be honest. You can be fucking for real. Something didn't interest me. I'm cheating. I'm not learning this. I only got so much space up in here. And by so much, I mean not much at all. Not much at all.
Struggle for mastery of Europe and the world. A contest fought on land and sea.
Arnar reference.
In this war of shifting alliances, the most enduring rivalry was between France and Britain. Britain could not challenge France on land, but at sea, it was a different matter. Britain's Royal Navy was as dominant on the waves as Napoleon was.
Wait, would you say this is geopolitics? Would this be an astute way of describing so far what they have said? Could you describe this as geopolitics? Can you speak up? I'm at work and a train is going by. Bro, Jared, I have never had someone in my chat ask me to speak up. Never. It's always shut up or like, you're so loud. That's the first time I've ever read a sentence like that. Historical geopolitics? I don't think geopolitics is normally more current. I think geopolitics is just like politics that is like heavily affected by regionality. Yeah, I think yeah, I want like a story.
To prove on land.
I think I want something that doesn't exist.
And in an age when Britain had many skilled naval commanders, one stood out above the rest. Horatio Nelson.
Is that a real painting?
Bold, inspiring,
I
and brilliant. For the British, he'd become a national hero.
British named Horatio?
These are the stories of his greatest battles.
I cannot, if I'm in the field for glory, be kept out of sight. Fire.
1797.
Nah.
The Revolutionary War is in its 5th year, and the French Republic dominates on land. It has...
Okay, as soon as I see a map, this is geopolitics, brother. This is like straight over my head. I can't lie. Imagine watching this with... I'm talking toddler level of zero. Zero context, zero information. Like, nothing. I'm looking at this, I'm like...
conquered the Low Country.
But that's what I mean. I don't have context. Everything is geopolitics? Well, no, like when I'm watching the reels about like the craziest laws in ancient Greece and like how they affect the peasants and like what they would eat at the Colosseum, like things, and like the food and why they ate this kind of food, and like how this one plant was like the most popular food to eat, and then they just like harvested it to extinction. Like, I want expanded like that. But it's so hard to connect with this for some reason for me. Like, I think because I'm missing so much context. Like, I think if I get enough little context, then I could graduate to here.
And northern Italy. And now its armies advance on Austria. At sea, the British Navy rules supreme, having won a series of victories over the French. But a new alliance between France...
Bro, how many times do I gotta say I got a cue, Jamario? Like, it's in here. I'm watching them in order. And I already said as well that I have it. Like, to me as well.
And Spain poses a major threat to British naval power. Ship for ship.
I didn't hear what he just said, wait.
Naval power.
No.
And Spain poses a major threat to British naval power. Ship for ship, the British Navy is superior to any enemy. Its crews are experienced and well led, while the French have lost many naval officers during the Revolution, and the Spanish lack money and training.
I don't know anything about the Revolution.
Britain also has the most ships, around 144 ships of the line, the largest vessels of the age, and the only ones that take part in major fleet actions. France has just 69.
Nice.
But the new alliance with Spain adds 84 Spanish ships to that number. If these allies can join forces at sea, they will outnumber the British and could force a naval victory.
Maybe we should watch Les Miserables. I've never seen it.
Britain's largest naval force is the Channel Fleet, 16 ships of the line guarding the homeland.
The thing is, I don't know why... Okay, I'm being like 100% dead ass with you right now, from a very earnest place. I don't know why I'm learning about how many ships they have. Are they like fighting each other? Is this like setting up because they're like fighting each other? Like, why am I learning about how many ships these have? Okay, they are currently right now fighting each other in this video. Why? Spain and France and UK. Okay, why? For money. They're at war. Red and blue are different sides. Okay, I appreciate. I know that. France and England are always fighting each other. Money and ships are sponsored to pirate each other. Oh, so France is trying to like infect others with their love of revolution. Britain and Austria wanted to overthrow the new post-revolution French government, so it didn't spread to their nations. Got it. Okay, got it.
Detachments watch France's Atlantic ports, where the French have several powerful squadrons.
No, Zach Gusman, please! Please, no. Never ask me a number I
Britain's
don't know.
Mediterranean.
Speaking of numbers, guys, I hit 15,000 followers on Twitch. That's insane! I did that like, I think today or like yesterday. Oh my god! Thank you! Thank you, freaking anyone that has ever followed me, or anyone that's ever watched my stream, or anyone in my Discord, or anyone that's awesome. Thank you. Don't unfollow. Don't do it. Don't do it. Make a Twitch account on your mom's email and follow me, allegedly. Just kidding. In GTA. In Minecraft.
Fleet, 10 ships of the line.
I'm gonna go back. Tell us a fact you know about France. There's this entire thing coined by the Japanese called Paris syndrome, where for some reason the Japanese like really idolize the Eiffel Tower and stuff and think it's like super awesome there, and it's a very common thing to go to Paris and then kill yourself after because it's actually very dirty and disgusting and smells like pee, and there's a lot of rats and there's like a lot of trash in the street, and Paris is low-key like a very dirty city and not at all glamorous, and like it's really shitty, and there's a lot of like beggars and like pickpockets and stuff. It's like very crap. And so there's an entire term coined called Paris syndrome, where it's, I guess, essentially just a rephrasing of rose-colored glasses, or it's like when you expect something to be so much more than it is, and you have this like image of it being incredible, but then in actuality when it comes to fruition it's awful, like full opposite, horrible. That's called Paris syndrome.
Britain's Mediterranean fleet, 10 ships of the line, had been operating from bases in Corsica, Elba and Naples.
Do you know what I also like? This just reminded me because I saw Sardinia, and I was thinking about how when I watched Vikings, they were called something with the funny haircuts. Anglo Brixtons, something. And I like Viking stuff too, actually, because I watched Vikings. Anglo-Saxons.
But now Spain's joined the war. The British are heavily outnumbered in the Med and decide to make
I don't know why this reminded me of that.
strategic withdrawal to Portugal.
Yeah.
Here, the fleet is reinforced to 15 ships of the line, and its commander, Admiral Sir John Jarvis, is ordered to keep close watch on the Spanish. In February 1797, 5 Spanish merchant ships sailed from Malaga on Spain's south coast, bound for Cadiz.
I think you have to already really like
They
history
carry
for
a
this
cargo
video to
of
connect
mercury,
with you.
vital for refining the silver and gold, which arrives in Cadiz from
Oh
Spain's
god,
New
I
World
forgot
Empire.
there's a trade! Oh.
The convoy is considered so important
There's so much
that it receives a
trade.
powerful escort.
And what, and where,
The
and
entire
when, and
Spanish
how,
battle
and
fleet.
why. Oh!
27 ships of the line and several frigates.
What?
After escorting the merchant ships to Cadiz, the Spanish commander, Admiral Cordova, will continue to Brest to join forces with the French. If he is successful, the British will face a giant combined fleet, their greatest strategic fear.
what's that flag again? That one? Is that Austria? Spain.
With the help of a strong Levanter wind,
Like, bro, when I tell you I have no context, I couldn't be more honest. I'm talking, I need like the Coco Melon of history videos right now. We need to start from bare principles here.
the Spanish pass swiftly through the Straits of Gibraltar. But the wind blows them too far out into the Atlantic.
Far out.
As they struggle back towards Cadiz, a thick fog descends on the
Somebody,
sea.
I appreciate you so much.
Meanwhile, British frigate HMS Minerva is returning from a diplomatic mission to Italy. Aboard, an emerging star of the Royal Navy, Commodore Horatio Nelson. He plans to rejoin Admiral Jarvis's fleet off Cape
Yeah, that's
St.
my
Vincent.
plan, Jakesy, is to start small to maintain the
HMS
interest
Minerva
and then
first
get,
survives
like,
a dramatic
here
chase
and be like,
off
I know it.
Gibraltar. Then, on the dark, foggy night of the 11th of February, she suddenly finds herself in the midst of the main Spanish fleet. The British are so close, they can hear Spanish voices in the fog.
Oh my god.
Minerve remains undetected and is able to slip away. 2 days later, Nelson reaches the British fleet. His report confirms others that Jarvis has received, that the enemy are near, though.
Can I see the list? I got you. Do you see these? I know they're like shortened. What is this one? Okay. They're shortened, but maybe it's still good enough seeing this.
He still does not know their strength. Jarvis orders his fleet to prepare for battle and set sail to intercept.
You just didn't get in? Wait, where's your link? I don't see it. Oh. I got you.
Admirals
Hang on. Bang. Wait, how can they talk about this for so long? I saw your shorts on YouTube and had me rolling on the ground. Hello, welcome back. Jarvis, prepare for battle. 6 minutes in. I feel like this is a video I watch after I've watched all the tiny story ones where it's like, I really like when they zoom in, you know, like, oh, okay, so like some of the ones that I've been, what the fuck? Dude, there's a, like a, I think it's a, I think it's a woolly caterpillar? Is that a thing? It looks like someone's mustache is in, crawled in my window.
Yeah.
It looks like someone's mustache. Good Woat, thank you so much for 22 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. Careful, don't touch it. I was wondering where my mustache went. You look so tired. I've never seen something like this before. It just looks like a mustache. Wait, what's wrong with it? Poisonous! How did he get in here? Duduk! Hi! Oh my god, I love this freaking stupid emoji. Oh my god! Duduk Raiders, hello! Hi, Duduk, thank you for the raid! I hope you had a good stream. Do you play Plants vs. Zombies? Wait, W. Guys, I'm learning history. I don't really like this video very much, though. But I appreciate sending it. I'm trying to learn history today. And there's a woolly caterpillar, I think, that just crawled in my room, and he's on my window. And I don't know, he's just, okay, he's pure, he's like black brown, pure black brown. He's not even moving at all. And it looks like a mustache. It just looks like a mustache on my window. Do I just leave it? Can I just leave it? Does he turn into a butterfly? I can't take a picture because it's on my window. So then I would show outside of my window, like where I live. No, I'm not gonna kill him! Probably a moth? Aww. Should I make him like a little cage, maybe? Like a house? Aww. Oh my god, Usifer, thank you for 5 months. Thank you, Usifer. I typically prefer learning about people and what they did, and then the events of that era, and those people took part in it, and then learning specific stuff like this in order of learning. Yeah, I'm not I don't think geopolitics is of much interest to me. Like, I like learning about, like, I've been getting a lot of reels about, like, the history of a painting and, like, why this painting was painted and what's going on in the painting. Or, like, a specific, like, artifact and, like, what it was used for, when it was made, who potentially made it, what the material is, how they even got this material at the time. You know what I mean? Like, very zoomed in like that. And using it as a way to zoom out. But this is assuming, I think, that I know so much more than I do. I think I need to graduate onto this video. I need to graduate onto this. Because right now, while you can tell me, like, oh, so France is doing this because of this, and these people want to fight this people, it's like, okay. Like, why is that interesting? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like you're just telling me something. It's like telling me y equals mx plus b is the slope-intercept formula. It's just like, okay, so I should just know this now. But that's not the kind of learning I talk about. I want, like, a story. That's why we try to get you to watch the history. I know it's a it's a and also Fitzgerald, hello? The caterpillar has a bottle of ranch. It could eat your plants. I'm, like, not even sure if it's a caterpillar, you know? Like, I've never seen something like this before. It just really looks like a fake mustache. Like someone got a sticky mustache and stuck it on my window. Okay, I'm gonna leave this open, though, in case I remember anything and come back to it. Is this one that we should do? Okay, let's do it in a vote like this. 1, if we should watch this now. 2, if we should check the next video and come back to this one later. And I'll just keep going, like, down the list. 1 now, 2 later. Later. Okay.
This video was...
This one. Henry the... This one. 1 for now, or 8th. Yeah, thank you. 1 for now, for this video. 2 for later. And then we'll just kind of watch them in order of how you think this should be done. Okay, we have a couple 1s, or I think we might have more 2s, though. Type 1 if we should watch this now. 2 if we should come back to it later. Okay.
Hi, you're on a rock.
This one. 1 for now. 2 for... Okay, so you guys do just want me to watch this one for... Okay. Okay. I had a feeling. See, I told you. Oh, I need you to see how close I just was to timing you out for a week. You're not allowed to be this annoying. You have to, like, reel it in. You have to rein it in. No! No! Come back! That wasn't me! Are you back? Are you back? That wasn't me. I can't tell. Did I just reban? Unban. Wait. Jamario, are you back? Oh no! Look, it wasn't me! Look, Jamario! Wait, let me click it. Oh no! My chat! No. Where'd you go? I can't see you. I'm scared. I'm here. Okay. It's a bit like I feel like we just played like Keepy Uppy with Jamario right now, like where you don't let the balloon touch the floor. Okay, we start with this one. No subtitles. Are we ready? Bang.
Hi, you're on a rock, floating in space. Pretty cool, huh? Some of it's water. Fuck it. Actually, most of it's water. I can't even get from here to there without buying a boat. It's sad. I'm sad. I miss you. How did this happen? A long time ago, actually never, and also now, nothing is nowhere. When? Never. Makes sense, right? Like I said, it didn't happen. Nothing was never anywhere. That's why it's been everywhere. It's been so everywhere, you don't need a where. You don't even need a when. That's how every it gets.
What?
Forget this. I want to be something. Go somewhere. Do something. I want things to change. I want to invent time and space. And I know it's possible because everything is here and it probably already happened. I just don't know when to start. And that's exactly where it started. Oh, I paused it. I think there's a universe now. What's it made of? Corks and stuff. Ah, that's a thing. In a place. Don't like it? Try a new place. At a different time. Try to stick together because the world is going to get bigger and emptier. But it's not empty yet. It's still very full and about 1 jillion degrees. Great news, the quarks are now happily married in groups of 3, called a proton or a neutron.
Why?
And there's something else flying around too that wants to join in but can't because it's still too... Great news, the protons and neutrons are now happily married to each other. Some of them even
Why?
doubled up. Great news, the electrons have now joined in. Congratulations, the world is now a bunch of gas in space. But it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. It's a star. New shit just got made. Some stars burn out and die. Bigger stars burn out and die with passion and make some brand new, way crazier shit. Space dust. Which allows newer, more interesting stars to be made and then die and explode into even crazier space dust. So now stars have cool stuff around them, like rocks, ice, and funny clouds, which can make some very interesting things. Like this ball of flaming rocks, for example. Holy shit, we just got hit with another ball of flaming rocks. And it kind of made a mess, which is now... Weather update, it's raining rocks from outer space. Weather update, those rocks might have had water inside them and now there's hot steam in the sky. Weather update.
How? If we can't find water anywhere, how did these rocks have water in them?
Cooler temperatures today and the floor is no longer lava. Weather update, it's raining. Severe flooding alert, the entire world is now an ocean. Volcano alert. That's land. There's life in the ocean. What? Something's alive in the ocean. Oh cool, like a plant or an animal? No, a microscopic speck. It lives at the bottom of the ocean and eats chemical soup, which is being served hot and fresh, made from gnarly space ingredients left over from when it was raining rocks or whatever. Oh yeah, and it can do that. It has secret instructions written inside itself telling it how to build another one of itself. So that's pretty nifty, I would say. Tired of living at the bottom of the ocean? Now you can eat sunlight. Using a revolutionary technique, you can convert sunlight into food. Side effect, now there's oxygen everywhere and the sky's blue. Then the Earth might have been a snowball for a while, maybe even a couple of times. It's a sponge, it's a plant, it's a worm, and some other types of weird, strange water bugs and strange fish.
Yay!
It's the Cambrian explosion.
An anomalocaris.
Wow, that's animals and stuff. But we're still in the ocean. Hey, can we go on land? No. Why? The sun is a deadly laser. Oh, okay. Not anymore, there's a blanket. Now the animals can go on land. Come on, animals, let's go on land. Nope, can't walk yet. And there's no food yet, so I don't care.
Oh.
Okay, will you learn to walk if there's plants up here? Maybe, said some bugs. And fish. Okay, so I can go on land, but I have to go back in the water to have babies. Learn to use an egg.
I was already doing that.
Use a stronger egg. Put water in it. Have a baby on land in an egg. Water is in the egg.
Oh my god. I've never thought of it like that. Like the eggs in the freaking water are so weak, but the eggs on land do have like water in them. In order to have them on land. I never thought of it like that.
Baby in the egg, in the water, in the egg. Works for me. Bye bye, ocean. And now everything's huge. including bugs. Want to see a map of the land? Sure. Oh, fuck. Now everything's dead. Just kidding. Here are the...
I saw a video. Oh my god. I saw a video of these like archaeologists that recently just dug up like a freaking from the period where the asteroid, whatever, you know what I mean? And they dug up fossils from that, and they found like some fish that died by choking to death. So they were like, what the hell? And they looked closer, and they like, you know, like went layer by layer so they could look at each layer of the fish and recreate it layer by layer. And they had these perfect spheres inside of them that they choked on. And so they're like, what the hell is this? And it's from the asteroid that fucking ended all of the dinosaurs. The debris of it hitting the sand and then instantly like boiling it and turning it into like those like spheres or whatever, and that raining down into the ocean, like water and the rivers. And then these fish choked on those spheres and died. So like holding that sphere means you're holding something that like impacted the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. And they found a piece that it's like a piece of asteroid around this like site that can only be from space. So they're like, this has got to be an asteroid. I don't know how they see that, but they could tell. I don't know how they do that. But they think it could be the asteroid. They found where the asteroid hit and found pieces of it. What? That's crazy!
Survivors, keep your eye on this one.
Oh. Try to say that right now. I'm listening. Thrynaxodon, Lystrosaurus, Proterosuchus. What?
Because it's about to become the dinosaurs. Here's another map of the land. Yeah, it broke apart. Don't worry about it. It does that all the time. Here comes a meteor.
And the dinosaurs are gone.
No.
It's mammal time. Here come the mammals. Look at those breasts. Now they're gonna dominate the world, and one of them just learned how to grab stuff and walk. No, like walk like that and grab stuff at the same time. And bang rocks together to make pointed rocks. Ouch. And set things on fire. Youch. And make crazy sounds with their voice. Knirsch, which can mean different things.
That's a human person.
And now they're everywhere. Almost.
Ice Age.
What? You can walk over here? Cool.
Not anymore.
Well, I guess we're stuck here now. Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Fuck it. Time to plant some grass. Look at this. I control the food now. Now everyone will want to be my friend and live near me. Let's all build houses, except mine is bigger because I own the food. This is great. I wonder if anyone else is doing this. Tired of using rocks for everything? Use metal. It's underground. Better farming was just invented in a sweet dank valley right in between these two rivers, and the animals are helping.
Guess what happens next?
More food, and more people who came to buy the food. Now you need people to help make the food and keep track of the sales. And now you need houses for people to live in and people to make the houses. And now there's more people and they invent things, which makes things better. And more people come and there's more farming and more people to make more things for more people. And now there's business.
No,
money,
burn them all!
laws, power.
Get them out! Get them out! There's too many. We actually need no people. We need no people. No!
Coming soon to a dank river valley
Just
near
'cause
you.
some guy wanted
Meanwhile,
some
out in the middle of
food,
nowhere, the
no!
horse is probably being tamed. Why is all my metal so lame and lumpy? Tired of using lame, sad metal? Introducing bronze, made with special ingredient tin from the far lands of Tinland. I don't know, my dealer won't tell me where he gets it. Also, guess what?
Egypt.
Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, they figured out how to put wheels on a horse. Now we're getting somewhere. Also,
China.
and did I mention?
Indus River Valley Civilization. Chico.
The Middle East is getting more complicated. Maybe because it's in the middle of the East. Knock knock, or clop clop. It's the people with the horses. And they made an empire. And then everyone else copied their horses.
Greeks.
Ah, look, it must be the Greeks. Or a beta version of the Greeks. Let's check in with the Indus River Valley civilization. They're gone. Guess who's not gone?
China. New arrivals in India. Maybe it's those horse people I was talking about. Or their cousins or something. And they wrote some hymns and mantras and stuff.
You could make a religion out of this. There's the Bronze Age collapse.
Now the Phoenicians can get down to business.
Also, can we switch to a medal that's a little easier to find? Thanks. Look who came back to Israel. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. And they believe in God. Just one, though. He's got like a 10-step program. Here's some huge heads. Must be the Olmecs. The Phoenicians make some colonies. The Greeks copy their idea and make some colonies. The Phoenicians made a colony so big it makes colonies. Here comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian Median. It's the Persian Empire. Wow, that's big. Ah, the Buddha was just enlightened. Who's the Buddha? This guy, who sat under a tree for so long that he figured out how to ignore the fact that we're all dying.
Was he real? Like a real guy? Also, I always hear people say that, like, Jesus was definitely a real guy. Is that true? Like, he was just for sure, like, a real guy? How do we know? If we know for sure that he was a real guy, how do you prove that if you don't have his body? Yeah, but he probably didn't come back to life. Then how do you know? How would you identify that body? With like a headstone and or like a tomb with the name on it and like shit like that? However they did it at the time. They just use corroborating stories to figure it out. They probably didn't kill him right the first time. Yeah, and then they thought that he came back, but really he was just like, they didn't kill him in the first place. In their teachings, he's a real person, both Jesus and Buddha. Yeah, that's why I'm like, what about outside of their teachings? When Jesus resurrected, he was literally described as a different person.
You can make a religion out of this. Oops, China just broke, but while it was breaking, Confucius was figuring out how to have good morals. Ah, the Greeks just had the idea of thinking about stuff. And right over here, Alexander just had the idea of conquering the entire Persian Empire. It's a great idea. He was great. And now he's dead. Hopefully the rest of the gang will be able to share the empire evenly between them. Knock knock, it's Chandragupta. He says, get the hell out of here. Will you get the hell out of here if I give you 500 elephants? Okay, thanks, bye. Time to conquer all of India.
How did he get 500 elephants?
But what about this part? That's the Tamil Kings. No one conquers the Tamil Kings. Who are the Tamil Kings? Merchants, probably. And they've got spices. Who would like to buy the spices? Me, said the Arabians, swiftly buying it and selling it to the rest of the world. Hey, China put itself back together again with
Dude,
good...
I don't know why, because he said merchants, I was like, I saw like a Freemason logo out in the world the other day, like just driving around, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I look it up, and it's like a Freemason gathering spot. And I was like, okay, what is the Freemasons? Because I only know the conspiracy shit, right? And apparently it's like actually like it's like a guild of like stone. It started as a guild of like stonemasons, you know what I mean, and like carpenters. But it is a bit like a fraternity like now, and it's like very secret. It's like a bit akin to Scientology without being a religion, but they have like private rituals, like a ton of secrecy. It takes months to get in. There's a lot of like very rich and like prolific people that do like the Masonic symbols and stuff. So there's a lot of like conspiracy theories around the Freemasons. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. I want to join the Freemasons. like I want to, I'm just like curiosity killed the cat kind of shit, where I'm just like, I want to know these like private fucking rituals that they're doing. Like, what do you mean private? What do you mean private rituals? And like fucking like billionaires that are evil are in this. Like, I would like to join this and see. As if they'd ever let me in. Like, I'm not rich or like evil like that, but I was like, I just want to know. Turns out it is men only. Are we so for real right now? Are we so fucking for real? Some are mixed, but they're not allowed to be called a Freemason. Like, they're not a full sect of like actual Freemasons. I was looking this up. I was like, so into this is what I do at like fucking 5 a.m. instead of sleep. And Also, if you want to actually be under the official sect of Freemason, you have to be either women only or men only, and there are like no women only ones that are, and they're like very rare to find. So it's like, are we so serious? Use the mustache in your room and submit an application? Wait, genius.
Morals is their main philosophy. Actually, they have 3 main philosophies. Out here, the horse nomads run wild and free, and they would like to ransack your city. Let's check the Greekification levels of the Greekified kingdoms. Greekification overload. Bye, said the Parthians. Bye, said the Jews. Hi, said the Parthians, taking over the entire place. Hey, said the Romans, eating the entire Mediterranean for breakfast. Thanks for invading our homeland, said the Jews, who were starting to get tired of people invading their homeland. Hi, everything's great, said some guy who seems to be getting very popular and is then arrested and killed for being too popular, which only makes him more popular. You can make a religion out of this. Want silk? Now you can buy it from China. They just made a brand new road to the world. Or you can get their own water. Sick, new trade routes, said India, accidentally spreading their religion to the entire southeast. That's a good place for an epic trading kingdom. There goes Buddhism traveling up the Silk Road. I wonder if it'll reach China before it collapses again. Remember the Persian Empire? Yep, said the Persians, making a new one. Axum is getting so powerful they would like to build a long stick. Has anyone populated Madagascar yet? Let's do it together. China's whole again. Then it broke again. Still can't cross the Sahara Desert? Try camels. Hell yeah, now we got business, said the Ghana Empire, selling lots of gold and slaves. Hi, I live in the Roman Empire, and I was wondering, is loving Jesus legal yet? No. Actually, okay, sure, said Constantine, moving the capital way over here to be closer to his main rival. Don't worry about Rome, it won't fall. It's the golden age of India. There's the Gupta Empire, not Chandragupta, just Gupta. First name Chandra. The first. Guess who's in Rome? Barbarians. What's a barbarian? Non-Romans, said the Romans, being invaded by non-Romans. R.I.P. Roman Empire. Or actually just half, but the other half is just fine. But it's not in Rome anymore, so let's give it a new name. The Mayans have figured out the stars. Oh, and here's a huge city, population everyone. The Gok Turks have taken over the entire Eurasian steppe. Great job, Gok Turks. How's India? Broken. How's China? Back together. How's those trading kingdoms? Bigger and there's more of them. Korea has 3 kingdoms. Japan has a kingdom, it's the Sunrise Kingdom. Deep in the Arabian desert, on the top of a mountain, the real God whispers in Muhammad's ear. So he goes down to the cube where everyone worships gods, and he tells them their gods are all fake. And everyone got so mad at him that he had to leave town and go to a different town. You can make a religion out of this, and maybe conquer the world as well. The Roman Empire is long gone, but somehow the Pope is still the Pope. Plus there's new kingdoms all over Europe. I wonder if there's room for Moors. Here's all the wisdom. In a house. It's the Baghdad House of Wisdom. Just in time for the Islamic Golden Age. Let's bring stuff to the coast and sell it and become the Swahili on the Swahili coast, said the Swahili on the Swahili coast. Remember this tiny space you have to go through to get from here to there? Someone owns that now. Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere? The Franks have the biggest kingdom in Europe, and the Pope is so proud that he invites the king over for Christmas. Surprise, you're the new Roman emperor, said the Pope, pretending to still be part of the Roman Empire. Then the Franks broke their kingdom into what will later be called France and not France. The Northerners, or just Norse if you don't have much time, are exploring. They go north, from the north to the northern north, and they find some land, 2 types of land, and they name them accordingly. They also invade some other places and get called many names, such as Vikings. There's the Rus, the Kievan Rus. Are they Vikings? I don't think so, said the Kievan Rus. Okay, fair enough. The Pope is ready to make some more emperors of the Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. It's actually Germany, but don't worry about it. New kingdoms.
Christianize all the kingdoms.
Which brand would you like? Mine's better, mine's better, mine's better. Time to conquer England, said William. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's the Seljuk Turks, said the Byzantine Empire, who's getting so small it almost doesn't exist anymore. We need help. They need help, so they call the Pope. Hey, Pope, can you help us get rid of the Seljuks? Maybe take back the Holy Land on the way? Come on, I know you want to take back the Holy Land. Yes, I do actually want to do that. Let's do a crusade. Crusade! They did many crusades, some of which almost didn't fail, but at least the Italians got some sweet trade deals.
Almost
Goodbye,
didn't
Mayans.
fail.
Hello, Toltecs. Goodbye, Toltecs. Hello, Mississippi. Look at those mounds. There's the Pueblo. I always wondered how to build a town in a cliff. Guess who's here? Come here. Where? Here. And Pagan is there. Vietnam unconquered itself. Korea just became itself. And Japan is so addicted to art that the military might have to take over the government. China just invented bombs and typing. And the Mongols just invaded most of the universe. Nice going, Genghis. I bet that will last a long time. Some of the Islamic Turks were unaffected by the Mongol invasions because they were busy invading India. Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time. I just found out where the Swahili gets all their gold. Look at this Chad. Means lake. There's an empire there. Right in the middle of Africa. The king of Mali is so rich he's going on tour to let everyone know. Wow, that guy's rich, everyone said. The Christians are doing a great job reconquering Iberia, which will soon be called Spain and not Spain. Please remain Christian. We will check in later to see if you're still Christian when you least expect. Whoops, half of Europe just died. China's back, yay! Hey, come here, time to share. New kingdoms here and there. Oh, look who controls all the islands. It's the Mahajapit, Majapahit, Mapajahit, Mahapajit, Mapajahit, Majapahit. Oh, Italy's really rich. Time for them to care a lot about art and the ancient classics. It's kind of like a rebirth. Here's
This
a
one I
printer.
like.
Let's make books.
That era.
So you think you can
I
conquer
like
the
that
Byzantine
stuff.
Empire? Yep, said the Ottoman Turks. Nice job, Ottoman Turks. Oops, you missed a spot. Don't forget to ban Europe from the Indian spice trade. What? That's bullshit, said Portugal, spiceless.
Well, I guess we'll have to find another way to India.
Jesus.
Wait, said Christopher Columbus, probably smoking crack. If the world is round, let's go this way to India. No, don't worry, we already got this, said Portugal. So Chris goes to Spain. Hey, Spain, want to hire me to find India by going around back of the world? No, please, no, please, no, please. Okay. So he sails into the ocean and discovers
Christopher
more
Columbus
ocean,
was
and then
smoking
discovers the
crack?
Indies and Japan. Let's draw a line to decide who gets which half of the world. The Aztec and Inca empires are off to a great start. I wonder if they know that Europe just discovered their continent. The Habsburgs are marrying into so many royal families they might have to start marrying each other. Move over, Lithuania. Here comes
thought they
Moscow.
did.
Ivan wants to make Russia great again. Move over, Timurids. Maybe go invade India or something. Persia just made Persia Persian again. Let's make it the other kind of Islam. The one where we thought the first guy should have been the other guy. Hey Christians, do you sin? Now you can buy your way out of hell. That's bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. That's a scam. Fuck the church. Here's 95 reasons why, said Martin Luther in his new book, which might have accidentally started the Protestant Reformation. You know what would be magnificent, said Suleiman wearing an
Whoa.
onion hat? What if the Ottoman Empire was really big, which it is now? What if Russia was big, said Ivan, trying not to be terrible. Portugal had a dream that they controlled the entire Indian Ocean, including the spice trade. And then that dream was real. And Spain realized that this is not India, but they pillaged it anyway. Damn, said England and France. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Then the Dutch revolt and all the hipsters moved to Amsterdam. Damn, said Amsterdam. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Question 1, can you get to India through North America? No, but at least there's beaver. Question 2, steal the spice trade. That's not a
Beaver.
question, but the Dutch did it anyway. Guess where all the sugar's made? In Brazil. Stolen. In the Caribbean. And it's so goddamn profitable you might forget to not do slavery. The next thing on Russia's to-do list is to get bigger. Britain and France are having a friendly discussion about who should control the entire world, more specifically Ohio. Then it escalates into a 7-year discussion, giving Prussia a chance to show Austria who's boss. But what about Britain and France? Did they figure out who's boss? Yes, they did. It's Britain. Guess who's broke? Also
I'm
Britain.
more
So they start taxing
overstimulated
the
than
hell out of
watching
America.
reels.
Fuck you, says America, declaring
This
their
is a
independence
perfect
and fighting
pace.
for it. And France helps them win. Now France is broke. And Britain will have to send their prisoners to a different continent. Wait, if France is broke, why do the king and queen still wear such fancy dresses? Let's overthrow the palace and cut all their heads off,
Is
said
this the French
Robespierre,
Revolution?
cutting everybody's head off until someone eventually got mad and cut his head off. You could make a No, don't. Haiti is starting to like the idea of a revolution, especially the slaves who free themselves by killing their masters. Why didn't we think of this?
I've seen like videos of people that were like walking through the castle around the time when they did this like revolution, and they were like, you know what, I get it. I totally get it. And they're showing like how like luxurious the castle is. And it was like everyone, I guess, was so broke. So it was like pissed them off to see how rich they were living while they were broke.
Before. Wait, who's in charge of France now? Said Napoleon, trying to take over Europe.
I learned the history of that
Why didn't we think
painting
of
the
this
other
before?
day.
Wait, who's in charge of France now?
This one is from a painting where the dude is like it's like the earliest form of like PR marketing was the commission of this painting of Napoleon.
Said Napoleon, trying to take over Europe. Luckily, they banished him to an island.
But he came back.
Luckily, they banished him to another island. There goes Latin America, becoming independent in the Latin American Wars of Independence. Britain just figured out how to turn steam into power, so now they can make
Many different types of machines and factories with machines in them, so they can make a lot of products real fast.
Then they invent some trains, and conquer India, and maybe put some trains there. Hey, China, said Britain, buy stuff from us. Nah, dude, we already got everything, says China. So Britain tried to get them addicted to
Classic,
opium,
though.
which worked, actually. But then China made it illegal and dumped it all into the sea. So Britain threw a hissy fit and made them open up 5 cities and give them an island. Britain and Russia are playing a game where they try to stop each other from conquering Afghanistan. Also, the
Sultan of Oman lives in Zanzibar now.
that's just where he lives. India just had a revolution, and they
Okay.
would like to govern themselves now. Nope, said Britain, governing them even harder than
Forcing.
before.
Wait. His eyes.
Technology is
Hey, Dia, why are you hating Forsen? Wait, what happened? Why do we hate Forsen now? What'd he do?
about to go crazy.
The United States finally figured out whether slavery is good or bad. It's bad, they decided. And then they continued manifesting their destiny, which is to kill the rest of the natives and take their land and maybe kick out the Mexicans too. I know, let's rape Africa, said Europe, scrambling to see who could rape it the fastest.
They never got Ethiopia.
Britain and France are still hungry.
They never got Thailand.
The United States ran out of destiny to manifest, so they're looking for more.
Hawaii, Cuba.
Wait, Spain controls Cuba. Well, blame something on them and go to war. What should we blame on Spain? Let's blame the Maine on Spain. So they blame the Maine on Spain. Now we're in business. To celebrate, they kick Panama out of Panama and make a canal, connecting the two oceans. Britain just found oil in the Middle East. It makes cars go. China is so tired of being bossed
What? Did you see the little American flag with the eyes at the oil?
Britain just found oil in the Middle East. It makes cars go. China is so tired of being bossed around that they delete their old government and make a new, stronger government, which is accidentally weaker and controlled by a guy from the previous government. Europe hasn't had a war since the last war, so they start World War I. Look at those guns. It's gonna be a great war. So great we won't need a second one. After it's over, they blame Germany. Russia went on strike and the workers overthrew the government. Now everyone's paycheck is the same.
Communism in the Soviet Union.
The Arabs revolt and Britain helps. Now the Ottoman Empire's gone, so we can give the
Jewish people a place to live.
Hopefully the Arabs won't mind. Let's cut the cake, said Sykes and Picot, carving up the remains of the not-so-Ottoman anymore empire.
Except Turkey, Turkey makes a brand new Turkey.
And then the Saudis conquer Arabia. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Hello? Yes, it's the 1920s calling. Let's get in the car and drive to a party and listen to jazz on the radio and go to the movies. The economy's great and it'll probably be great forever. Just kidding. Germany's back featuring Hitler, the angry mustache model, and he's mad at the Jews for existing. Japan is finally conquering the East, and they're so excited they raped Nanking way too hard. They should probably just deny it. Hitler's out of control, so the international community tackles him and tries to explain why killing all the Jews is a bad idea, but he kills himself before they could explain it to him.
That's World War II.
Bonus round, Pacific Showdown. United States versus Japan. Fight! Finish him. Let's unite all the nations and have some
World peace.
Seems legit. Hi, I'm Gandhi, and if Britain doesn't get the hell out of India, I'm going to starve myself in public. Wow, that worked. Bonus, now there's Pakistan. Actually, two Pakistans. One of them could be Bangladesh later. The Jews and the Arabs finally figured out which one of them should live in the Holy Land. Me, they both said at the same time. Let's divide up the land so everyone's happy.
Psych, they both get angrier.
Look out, China. There's a new China in China. What's on the menu? Communism. No thanks, said the other China, escaping to an island. I wonder which one is the real China. There's the Korean War, Korea versus Korea. Nobody wins, then it's on pause forever. Let's meet the sponsors. Oh, it's the two global superpowers. They're having a friendly debate over which economic system is good and which one is an evil virus of Satan. And they both have atom bombs. Fight! Wait, no, that would be the end of the world. Let's just keep it cool and spy on each other instead. And make sure we have enough atom bombs. I'll race you to space. Now let's make some more countries fight themselves. Europe is tired of pillaging other continents, and the continents they were pillaging are tired of being pillaged. So here's a new map with new countries. Now you can't tell who they're being pillaged by. The United States finally decided whether racism is good or bad. They decided it's bad, and the world agrees. South Africa might need another minute to think about it. Let's check the world population. Whoa. Okay. Technology's better too, that might keep happening. The Soviet Union decides to relax a little and accidentally falls apart. Europe makes a union, so now they can all use the same money, except Britain because they don't feel like it. Let's check the mail. Surprise, it's on the computer. Whoops,
Yeah,
someone just
why?
attacked America. I bet they'll
Why does Britain have a pound? Why? Surely that's annoying for them. Why don't you have a euro? They're weird. Okay, this is a bit of a crazy pause. This is a crazy screen to pause on. A lot of EU countries don't use euros. What other really big ones? Like ones as big as the UK. Poland? But why? Is it because they feel like their currency is getting like further colonized? It's to like remain not, I don't know. Like surely that's really annoying. Like you always have to convert it when you go to another country. Or do you not have to? Can you go to another like can you pay with, since it's still in the EU? You don't have to convert it? True, just use true. You have to convert if you use cash. I'm just thinking like before before card, you know? Like why keep it? But your country has its own economy and shit, so they're not as prone to inflation. If you switch to the euro, that's true. Then you inherit the value of the euro instead of the fucking, I don't know, kroner. Right? And it changes. And then you change the value of the euro because now all of the amount of kroner there now is in euro. And what happens to it? It goes down? It deflates the euro? Yeah. Hear about the new... Oh, yeah, I did. Depends on what country joins. Give me mod, I can be trusted. Guys, if you don't know, one time Ren came in here and I think he was just like, I will begin banning everyone in 3, 2, 1, and then actually just started banning everyone. Everyone. And then he said, good luck unbanning them all, and left. Poisey banned Ren. Am I gonna regret this? Okay, guys, actually get down. Get down. Get down. Duck. Make yourself scarce. Go on now. Go on now. Easy boy. Ew, look at this massive zit. Ew. Why am I getting, zits at the ripe, expired age of 26? I'm too old. I don't want it. God, I won't let him hurt you, kitten. Look at that. No! Ren! I'm unmodding Ren. He actually did! Okay, he removed it. Ren? Ren, you're on thin fucking ice. He asked for it! Who did that? Guys, I just really want to stay on this screen so that we can never forget. After this video as well. Oh, no, never mind. Not after this. It's almost over. How? Wow. Well, I guess we are on 9/11. That makes sense. Maybe after this then. I want to make one more coffee because I didn't sleep much. So the 2 coffees don't feel like 2. They feel like 1. I have to go to book club now? Have fun. Have fun at book club. What the heck? Ren scares me. Guys, Ren is not real and he can't hurt you.
Remember that. Phone call.
True,
Surprise, it's in your pocket. Want to learn everything? Surprise, it's on the computer. Now your phone's a computer, which is in your pocket. Whoops, the economy just crashed. Don't worry, the big banks won't fail because they're not supposed to. Surprise, flying robots with bombs. Want to print a brain?
What? What? Apple, thank you for gifting Ren. Thank you, Apple. Dicko. Ren, I still owe you a drink? I don't even remember that lore. God, I was so drunk at Fort Worth.
Supposed to. Surprise, flying robots with bombs. Want to print a brain? Some people have no friends. Some people have no food. The globe is warming.
And the ocean is full of plastic.
Let's save the planet, said everybody, not knowing how. Let's invent a thing inventor, said the thing inventor after being invented by a thing inventor. That's pretty cool. By the way, where the hell are we?
Yeah, where are we? Where are we? Why are... He didn't mention Canada at all. Wait! Wait, yeah, I don't know, when Canada, or why Canada. Wait, you're so right. Is there a... Yeah, Ohio got mentioned, and not Canada! Huh? I think one day Canada just happened. And everyone was like, okay, there's Canada now.
This is a story.
Wait, I'm gonna go through and pause everything. Ah! Oh, this one looks like my shit. Look at this. Roman graffiti in ancient Egypt. I think this could be a good one. But the thing is, as well, I have to make a coffee. I have to make a coffee. So what did you learn? I Okay, sorry. That took a little longer because I was trying to cover up my disgusting zit, so you don't have to look at that. I was trying to save you. What the heck? Don't dance so fast! You're gonna freaking fall on your face and die! You're gonna fall on your face and die if you dance that fast. You can still kind of see it, but c'est la vie. You're gonna die. Look, I got this new mug. It's glass. And you can see my coffee progress. It's steaming. What should I do about the mustache that crawled in my room? I don't know why they're dancing so fast. I feel like Ren has something to do with it. Ren forced us to dance fast! Ren! Wait, let me click these links. I got you. Ren, they're only little! They're gonna get hurt! If you like food, then you'll like this. Bang. Ren, they're too little to dance that fast. They're only a little cat room. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, the mustache. There's a fluffy brown caterpillar on my window. He looks like a mustache. Oh, he's really cute. Maybe he got hot and he liked it in my room. Maybe it's too hot outside for him. Capture him, but do not touch it and let him out. I want to keep him. Can I keep him? Is it black with brown in the middle? I don't know. I have to like shine a light. I still can't tell. Papoy. I can't tell. A woolly bear. Can I keep him? I will feed him leaf. I'll feed him a lot of leaf. This is him. He kind of looks like that, except he's like really dark. Okay, Kevin. This is now our poison of choice. Roman graffiti in ancient Egypt. Wait, why Egypt? Was Rome also Egypt? Backyurt? Hello. You like my room? It's a jungle. The jungle. You don't have to apologize to Mario. No, not for a while. Rome conquered Egypt. Jungle salad druid room. I want to paint. I want to go to IKEA too, and I want 2 different tables. And I need to do a water change.
For a millennium, from Alexander to the Arab conquests, Egypt was part of the classical world.
Dude.
The most familiar artifacts from this era are the papyri that shed so much light on daily life in antiquity. Less famous, but almost equally remarkable, are the thousands of Greek and Latin graffiti etched into Egypt's monuments. Greco-Roman graffiti are found from the catacombs of Alexandria to the legs of...
What the fuck? Okay, so this is clay, yeah? And they like scraped it with something, and you could even see the scrape lines, yeah? And to make it like smooth? What? I think? Sandstone. Oh, so like that was them like chiseling it. They didn't like sculpt this. So they chiseled this out? Or water?
Ramses statues at Abu Simbel. But in this video, part of a collaboration with History for Granite, I'll be focusing on 3 iconic sites:
Damn,
the Valley of the
somebody.
Kings, the Colossus of Memnon, and the Great
That looks like Zion.
Pyramid.
Do you guys think aliens? This? Anything? No? Man, you can't have shit. Andy's hello. What if, like, a little bit?
In antiquity, the tombs in the Valley of the Kings, known in Greek as syringes, shepherd's pipes, were already tourist destinations. Between the Ptolemaic era and late antiquity, more than 2,000.
Sorry, I keep pausing. Isn't it so interesting how, with time, as we've evolved to, like, create farms and plantations, it's so closely mimicked, like, Van Gogh paintings. Like, that's nuts.
Greek, Latin, and Coptic graffiti were inscribed inside the tombs.
From a top-down view.
A single tomb, KV9, made for Ramses V and VI, hosts nearly 1,000 graffiti. Known to the Romans as the Tomb of Memnon, KV9 owed its popularity to the fact that it was large, beautifully painted, and located near the point at which tourists entered. Most of the graffiti in KV9 and the other tombs were close to the entrance, likely.
I saw a thing that for a long time, the way we held any kind of writing utensil was always like with a toddler fist for like so long. Even when we had like pens and shit, like apparently everyone was holding it with a toddler fist. I don't know why this just made me think of that.
Written as visitors were entering or leaving. Like graffiti everywhere, they were meant to be seen and often placed high above the debris-covered floor. From a desire for a clean writing surface, or perhaps from some vague sense of respect, most writers avoided defacing the tomb's hieroglyphs. The majority of those who scratched graffiti in the Valley of the Kings wrote only their names. Some, however, also recorded their professions. Lawyers, philosophers, grammarians, and orators are attested, as are a legionary doctor, a professor of history, a composer of hymns, a high priest from Eleusis, and a few of the guides who led visitors. The graffiti writers came from every part of the classical world.
What's this one? Where is this? Oh, I don't even know where we are right now. I think this is the Mediterranean, right? I think, but I don't know where this is. What's this one? Does anyone know? Oh, okay, this is the Middle East? Oh, is this the you know? Okay, I've opened your link. I middle-clicked it. Okay, I know where we are.
Rome, Athens, Syria, Cappadocia. A few originated beyond the Roman frontier. Babylon, Arabia, and Persia are all mentioned. One late antique graffito commemorates the visit of an Armenian prince. Instead of, or in addition to, personal details, some graffiti record readers' responses to their surroundings. The dominant theme is one.
Sorry, I'm like, oh, I'm almost so fascinated by the pictures that it's hard to listen. Like, what the fuck can this mean? Is this like an early iteration of like literally a comic? Could you interpret this as being a form of a comic? Is this not like telling some kind of story? Like maybe of the tomb dude's like life? What the fuck is this? Kinda. Oh, that's sick. What the fuck? It's like a comic. A sacred comic.
At the scale of the tombs, at the beauty of the paintings, at the arcane wisdom of their hieroglyphs. One man says that his heart pounded with excitement. A few, however, were unimpressed. "There is nothing remarkable here," reads one graffito. "The only thing I liked," claims another, "was the sarcophagus."
Whoa.
Yet another visitor complained about being unable to read the hieroglyphs. "Who cares?" someone replied. A short distance from the Valley of the Kings stood the Colossus of Memnon. This 700-ton statue and its twin were set up to guard the funerary temple of Amenhotep III. By the Roman era, however, that temple had all but vanished. During the reign of Augustus, an earthquake cracked the Colossus, allowing moisture to penetrate its interior. Every morning, dew escaping from the cracks made a sound like the snapping of an otherworldly harp string. Since the sound was only heard just after the sun rose, the statue came to be identified with Memnon, mythical son of the dawn. For the next 200 years...
Oh my! Look at that. Look at that. Okay, has anyone for school ever had to like write on a poster board or make like some kind of sign? You know what I mean? And you know how hard it is to like when you're writing, like keep it consistently straight? You know what I mean? And like maybe run out of poster because you misjudged and you made it too big. Like, and it's like tilts off at the end a bit. How the fuck are they making this so straight? Like, it looks like a book. It looks printed. Or do you think this is like clay and they had like stamps of the letters and they were just like stamping it into the clay? How is it so straight? Oh my god, and look at this.
Until Septimius Severus repaired the statue, inadvertently closing the cracks that made it sing.
Yeah, like a ruler
The Colossus of
train.
Memnon was a major tourist destination. No fewer than 107 graffiti, 61 Greek, 45 Latin, 1 both, were inscribed on its legs and feet. As in the Valley of the Kings, the graffiti occupied highly visible places. The right leg of the Colossus was covered before the left, probably because it was better illuminated by the rising sun, the light in which other visitors would see it. The inscriptions also tended to cluster by age. All the graffiti relating to Hadrian's visit, for example, were located on the left foot. Hadrian came to hear the Colossus on November 20th and 21st, 130, an occasion commemorated by 6 Greek epigrams on the statue. 9 prefects, Roman governors of Egypt, left graffiti. So did a handful of local officials and legionary officers. Some dignitaries brought poets with them,
Oh, guys, what's
responsible
up?
for producing verses
Shawty?
that would be inscribed on the statue. 39 poems, almost all in Greek, were carved into the
Trying
Colossus.
to learn history.
A fairly typical example was composed
I know
by a
nothing.
certain Arius, who describes himself as a Homeric poet. What a wonder my eyes behold! One of the gods, a lord of the celestial plane, must be within. To have uttered the cry that holds the world captive, no mortal creature could produce such a marvel. All 4 lines were taken from the Iliad, a nice way of showcasing Arius's expertise.
I'm scared.
Although most of the other poems on the Colossus are longer, their basic meaning is almost always, I came and witnessed a miracle.
Ew, gross. Yuck. I don't think you can get banned for showing ancient, like, art. Even, say his, like, frickin' caca was out, you know what I mean? I don't think you can get banned for that if you're watching a history video, because doesn't the context matter? Because you can show nudity in video games as long as the game, like, the point of the game is not the nudity. Does that make sense? So, with that in mind, showing nudity in a painting, with the context being you're learning about history, surely isn't bannable. Surely. Especially if it's a painting, right? Such a strange thing to even, like, ask about this, because it's so obviously, like, not a real problem, but Twitch is just that dumb about their rules that we're like, would they ban us for a nudity in a painting? Like, meanwhile, like, actual, like, schools go on field trips to art museums with, like, nudity in paintings to, like, learn the history about the paintings and shit, but, like, not on twitch.tv. That would be too far.
Before we go on to explore the graffiti on the Great Pyramid, a brief word about this video.
Don't even fucking think about it. Oh, brief. Yeah, brief.
The Great Pyramid once had a collection of Greek and Latin graffiti
Welcome
to
liberal
rival
schools,
that on the
baby.
Colossus. Although these disappeared with the casing stones in the Middle Ages, two were preserved in textual sources. One
What the
was a
fuck,
short
somebody?
Greek epigram. I, Maximus, saw and pondered the monuments of Kepharon, godlike Mycerinus, and Cheops. In other words, the Giza pyramids. The other classical graffito, known to have been inscribed on the Great Pyramid, is a Latin poem recorded by two medieval travelers. I saw the pyramids without you, dearest brother, and poured forth such tears as I
The
could
original
for you here.
I was here, yeah.
To enshrine our grief, I inscribe this lament. Let the lofty
Aw.
pyramid know the name of Decimus Gentianus, a pontifex
Long live
and
Decimus,
companion
for
of
real.
Trajan's
Pouring out for my
triumphs,
boy.
who served, within 6 lustrations, as both consul and censor. Decimus Terentius Gentianus, a prominent senator, held all the offices available to a man of his rank. Decorated for bravery during the Dacian Wars, he led a legion in Trajan's Parthian expedition. Hadrian is said to have considered naming him his successor.
Do you think there was really this many people, or do you think this is a bit propaganda to make people think that this army was bigger and it was maybe like this many right here? Do you think there really was this many, like that they were up over the hills? Like, no way. Huh. They were massive. What the fuck?
Gentianus's sister,
Oh my god. This fucking painting is nuts. Okay, the perspective on this wall is a bit fucked, but damn. Oh my god, look at the way it's like see-through. You see her arm? Huh. Bro, and like this, like the foliage, like each freaking leaf is shaded. This is not, and that really looks like marble, like the dirt in the seam, you know, like the rust dirt look. Damn.
Terentia, the author of the epigram on the Great Pyramid, likely accompanied Hadrian when he visited Egypt in 130. Her poem, claiming that the fame of Gentianus deserved to equal the pyramids, recalled a famous boast by the poet Horace. I have made a monument more lasting than bronze, and loftier than the regal pyramids. The sentiment of her epigram, likewise, echoed the final lines of the poet Catullus's lament for his brother, who died far from Rome. Receive now these mournful rites, transmitted by ancient custom, freshly bathed in fraternal tears, and forever, brother, hail and farewell. The stone on which Terentia wrote is gone, but her words endure. To learn more about the Great Pyramid's graffiti, check out History for Granite's video.
Damn. Okay, that was a good one. That was very interesting. Good night, Fitzgerald. Good night. Bro, look at this video. How Skyrim mirrors Norse mythology. I'm sad. This, I fear, is AI. However, that's one strike. That is one strike. I'm sad for this.
And the scrolls have foretold of black wings in the cold, that when brothers wage war come unfurled, Alduin, bane of kings, ancient shadow unbound, with a hunger to swallow the world. Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing well wherever you are in Tamriel. Today we are exploring another modern interpretation, or mirroring rather, of Norse mythology, as it is symbolized in Skyrim. Now, again, I should
Was there Norse mythology and Greek mythology at the same time? Like, did they start around the same time? Did they exist at the same time as well? No. Different. Which was first? Norse, I think? Greek. Which was first? Greek. So do you think Norse mythology a bit inspired by Greek? Is there another one that's like as massive as like Norse mythology and Greek mythology? About 1,000 years apart. There's Egyptian mythology. See, but like I've never, like Norse and Greek mythology, I feel are like very entrenched in even modern culture. In that I hear the term Norse mythology and Greek mythology like often. Yeah, everywhere has its own stories. Yeah, I think I meant, is there one as large for modern current like culture and like, do you know what I mean? As Greek and Norse. I got you, Spoon.
Really say interpretation in the same way of like even God of War or something like that, because this isn't really truly mythology, but it's so close to it, especially when it comes to themes, ideas, almost tropes and storytelling, that I wanted to make a video kind of comparing Skyrim and how it mirrors Norse mythology. Related articles and discussions will be in the description, because ever since Skyrim came out, actually
Okay, you can't make a video where you cite your sources and yet make an AI intro card. You're too educated for this.
14 years ago today, while I'm recording this video, not when I publish this, but as I record this video, yeah, 14 years ago today.
Is that a basilisk?
There's been so much conversation about this, so I wanted to kind of throw my hat.
You know God of War, the world serpent? What mythology is that? What is that from? Oh, that's Norse. Okay.
And see what I could maybe add to the conversation. So related articles will be in the description, my friends. Thank you all for joining me today. Let's begin our tale. First off, I wanted to address that brothers waging war piece of the Song of the Dragonborn from the beginning of this video. When we look at Norse mythology, there is a lot of bloodshed, particularly at the end during Ragnarok. And honestly, a lot of the comparisons that I have for you all today with Skyrim and Norse mythology come from Ragnarok, its themes, its symbols, and so on and so forth. With Ragnarok, while it's not exactly brother versus brother, it's not exactly civil war, it certainly starts off that way. Loki is counted among the gods, and he's really the instigator of Ragnarok and of the end times. Well, actually, now that I speak of it, he turned brother against brother with the death of Balder, accidentally from one of his brothers, because that brother was being manipulated by Loki. So first off, this whole major conflict was actually literally brother versus brother. Now that I'm speaking about it, that comes to mind. But yeah, just this idea of Ragnarok, where there are going to be so many victims on both sides of the fight, whether it's from those serving Loki or those serving the Aesir.
This is Loki giving like Aegon Targaryen right now.
Fighting each other and ultimately dying. Right? The story of Skyrim takes place during the time of civil war between the Stormcloaks and the Imperials. And we see that during this moment, during these conflicts between humans and elves and so forth, that is when Alduin...
Is Ragnarok like the end of the world? Right? It's like the end... I just know it as the end of the world. Yeah, like apocalypse kind of thing.
Was sent forward to in time.
I also know they're something with like thunder being Loki banging his like hammer, and he was like a welder. He was like welding something. He was like striking an anvil, and lightning is the sparks of the anvil, and then the thunder is the sound, and something with like ancient Norse peoples like celebrating the rain. Thor. Yeah. Wait, who is Loki's the Tom Hiddleston. Thor. Yeah. And so like something with like Norse people like celebrating in the rain, like something like that. The mist. I knew this. I knew he's the mischief dude. But I didn't even know it from Marvel. I knew it from something else, but I don't know what. Because I've never really, like, interacted with it. Maybe Vikings. Actually, I think it was Vikings.
The Elder Scrolls, and ultimately started doing what he was doing, which was, you know, this version of Ragnarok, the end of the world, which we'll come back to here in a bit. But starting there, we generally have this Norse theme. I mean, they're even called the Nords, right? Skyrim belongs to the Nords, this kind of idea. This Norse theme just permeating through Skyrim and its people, its cultures, right? We've got mead halls, we've got jarls and all of that. I've also seen this idea that maybe Skyrim is less Norse and more Anglo-Saxon. However, it's definitely important to say that the Anglo-Saxon culture is even kind of related to and influenced by Nordic and Norse culture. So beyond that, looking more at the mythical elements.
Yeah, like, look at this architecture.
Dwarves in Norse mythology, I mean, they're responsible for the creation of so many incredible, powerful, magical items. And they're also the...
Oh, the dwarves in Norse was also, like, advanced? I'm so used to, like, dwarves being like, oh, we mine, like Lord of the Rings dwarves. But in Norse, they were also, like, advanced, like in Skyrim?
These kind of beings of some level of abstractness and just magical crafting power. And the same can be said of the dwarves, not just in Skyrim, but the Elder Scrolls generally. With their machinery, their magic, their weapons and tools kind of being almost greater than many other kinds that came before and afterwards. And then their, sudden disappearance. Dwarves, while they're still definitely around in Norse mythology, they're not very abundant. And they're kind of stealthy, too.
Used to.
So,
yeah,
we don't see a lot of dwarves running around Skyrim, you know, any at all, actually, because they're all mysteriously gone. But it is important to kind of see that similarity between them being gone and them kind of being in the background.
The dwarves in Skyrim messed with the herd of a god in a mountain and got poofed out of existence. I thought the dwarves experienced Chim and zero-summed out of existence. The heart? Oh, the heart of Lorkhan? I thought the dwarves zero-summed because they achieved Chim through tonal architecture. Though I guess that's just a theory.
And having influenced events like the creation of Mjolnir and all of that kind of stuff from behind the scenes in Norse mythology.
Spoon,
I should also mention that with the existence of elves in the Elder Scrolls, I mean, there's dark elves, high elves, wood elves, even the dwarves were elves. Definitely mirrors in many ways the existence of generally light and dark elves within Norse mythology as well. The more Icelandic mythological tales that consider the elves and so forth. It's definitely well mirrored within Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls generally.
Okay,
perhaps
you can't just be like, there's elves in Norse mythology and elves in Skyrim. This is a mirror. That's not the analytical insights that I was looking for. That's not very...
One of the biggest connections that we can draw between Skyrim and Norse mythology, this is almost exactly the same, is Valhalla and Sovngarde.
Oh, yeah.
Both are these warriors' heavens and places of rest, right? Places that...
Do you think Kash Patel would fuck with Sovngarde, or is he like strictly a Valhalla kind of guy? Anyone got a read on that? Let me know.
Celebrate battle and combat and so forth, the afterlife for great warriors among the Norse or the Nords, so long as they live good Nordic lives and souls are not taken by the Daedra. To be able to enter Sovngarde and Valhalla, you have to kind of be true Norse or true Nord and to die valiantly or in battle. And so it's kind of interesting that these two places...
Wait,
and
sorry. I'm forming a thought. It hurts. It hurts. What? Is there any overlap with Norse mythology and paganism? what is paganism? Where do you draw the line? Like, I'm just kind of realizing that a lot of stuff in, like, Norse mythology beyond the lore of, like, their gods and their, like, superheroes and like, beyond that, like, the people of that time, were they not a bit pagan? Oh, it is pagan. Oh, the Norse were pagans. Oh, okay. So, see, I almost had a thought that was good, but I couldn't get there. I couldn't get there.
And as you go to Sovngarde in Skyrim,
Okay,
it definitely feels like Valhalla, right? I mean, you go to a giant mead hall where there are amazing warriors that spar and wrestle with each other, all, you know, probably when you're not around. And there's just so many Nordic elements, even in this one location. Now, speaking of Valhalla and Sovngarde, there's an interesting comparison to be drawn between Sjur and Odin. So these are the two highest praised gods by the respective people, the Norse and the Nords.
Who Odin again? I'm just realizing, I think, when I was talking about banging the thing, I think I was talking about Odin. The Allfather. Yeah, I know that, but I forget. Yeah, he's the dad, but what was his, like, thing? Didn't he have a... Like, Zeus? Was he lightning? Was that Odin? Wisdom. Oh. Yeah, the one eye as well, yeah. I remember that now, too. He's like the head of all the gods, like god of gods. Okay. Yeah, and crows, yeah. See, everything I know from watching Vikings. It's crazy.
And it really seems that
the god of war,
Odin and Sjur, even if they didn't directly create humans, influenced them very much, right? Or had such a large part of having to do with them living the lives that they live, right? They're kind of these overseeing gods that influence so much. So that's another comparison too. Obviously, as you journey through Skyrim and fight many different battles and against many different creatures, you see that so many of these creatures are actually straight up from Norse mythology, such as Draugr or other creatures.
Okay, why did you just say Draugr like that? Draugr.
Creatures, giants, dragons, etc.
Draugr.
Jotuns seem a lot like the giants in Skyrim.
You know something interesting is this scarring on the giants is identical to the patterns that you can see on Nord iron armor, like the banded iron armor set, for example. And it's not just like lazy, like copied textures. What it is originally giants and Nords come from the same homeland, but as they both came into Skyrim and the Nords kind of conquered and built castles and became civilized, the giants remained nomadic. So both are kind of giving an homage to their original homeland, which happens to be the same place. So you'll see this exact marking here on this giant on Nord armor. Akavir mentioned.
Right, and again, it just feels like you're running around almost this fantasy medieval Viking haven of Skyrim when you're playing that game. We might also draw a comparison between Jormungandr, the world serpent, or Nidhogg, the corpse dragon.
I saw this and I said world serpent, and it actually is the world serpent.
And Alduin, the bane of the world, really. Bane of kings and the supposed prophesized devourer of the world.
I was going to say they call him the devourer.
They seem to be either harbingers or the, I guess, symbols of end times, right? Of Ragnarok and the destruction of the gods or the lands or...
They have a name for this in Skyrim. Where it's a name for, like, a world coming to an end so that the next world can be born, in the words of Parthenax, Party Snacks. They have a word for that, And a lot of people, like, don't actually fear it. They see it as a good thing. And it's like a birth of the next world. A bit pro-life in terms of the birth of worlds, if you will. The Kalpa! The Kalpa, yes. Or Kalper. It's hard to tell with the accent, but they call it the Kalper. And it's like a cyclical kind of natural life cycle of a world. So when you come to the natural end of that world's life cycle so that the next can begin, a lot of the peoples of Skyrim are a bit pro-life about it, and they don't mind. And they're like, awesome. A new world is going to be born. I bet it's going to be so good and great and awesome.com.
You know, there's definitely a connection there.
Oh, God. I got jump scared. I thought that was fucking Israeli for a second.
Finally,
sorry.
I want to close with magic, theme, and plot. Right? When it comes to magic, they definitely added in some runic powers into Skyrim. Yeah. And they seem very Norse, because you go up to a runic wall and you get a dragon tongue power, right? A thum, a shout.
I don't know why I
and so more. That's kind of like Galder.
Expected a little bit more. Now this. I'm so scared, actually. He's just... Hey! Okay. Now, I'm not one to ever say that every bald guy is the same guy or looks the same, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not implying that. That being said, does anyone watch Ludwig's podcast, The Yard? I thought this was slime. I was like, why does he have such a friendly demeanor? I've never seen such, like, enthusiastic, friendly demeanor from that man. Bro, I remember watching Vsauce when I was younger, and I found this series, and it was called Mind Blow. And it's just a series that Vsauce did. God, this, I'm not even kidding. I must have been like fucking 10 years old. It's so old, dude. So old. And I went to my parents and I was like, oh my God, I found the cool series on this thing called YouTube where I can learn. And it was called, I remember, Mind Blow. I remember because, listen, I was excited because I thought they would be happy. Like, wow, you're learning in your free time. And then I went to them and I told them, and they looked at each other and looked at me and looked back at each other. And this was early, like, I'm talking 2010 maybe. And my dad goes, show me what you're talking about. Show me. Pull it up. Pull it up. Let me see. Let me see it. And I'm like, what? Why are you mad? And they were like, you're on the internet watching something called Mind Blow. And I never knew why they were, like, so mad about that, because it was, like, facts, until later when I thought about it, and I was like, oh, they thought I accidentally found, like, porn. And I was, like, enthusiastically telling them about it, I guess, or something. Like, I think they only got as far as thinking it was porn and never thought any more. Because why am I so happily telling them about the supposed porn that I found at age, like, 10 as well? And why would I know to associate that with a positive thing at the age of 10? I would be terrified. Like, I wouldn't be excited. And I was, like, telling them facts that I learned that were really interesting. And so where would I have gotten those facts? Man, the lead paint generation never ceases to amaze me. Truly. Like, they heard Mind Blow and stop, like, the think, full breaks. I'm not having another thought. I'm gonna stop it right there. How many trains of thinking can you attribute to boomers just putting the brakes on the second they have a thought. Because I really do think it's a lot. Like, I think that's a common thing for boomers to do, where they just pump the fucking brakes as soon as whatever you're saying or whatever they're interacting with elicits a thought from them. Like, they don't continue listening to you, and they don't even follow that thought. They pump the brakes, they've got a thought. That's their thought now as well. I feel like that's a bit typical of the lead paint generation. Yeah, I actually get my fun facts from porn. Like, what? What? What are we doing? And I'm so excited to tell you about it as well, guys. No, it's called Mind Blow. I know because my parents thought I was watching porn because it had the name Blow in it. And it was around the time as well when Vsauce used to have a series where they were showing off, like, the newest apps. Like, there were, like, bro, it's probably, I'm not even trying to unkmog you, but it was probably, like, before your time. Like, apps were new to the world. And so, new apps were, like, shown off. It was, like, a side character of Vsauce in, like, early times. And it was, like, top 5 apps of the month that came out. And it was shit like, this turns your phone into a flashlight. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is fucking old. Pretending to drink. I'm done.
Michael here.
Hey, Michael.
Why do humans wear clothing?
Long time no
Sure,
see.
we need it for protection from the elements and fashion, to show our personality.
Okay, it's one thing I understand you're naked because you're about to teach us about wearing clothes, but why are you also soggy? Why are you also soggy?
But no other animal makes and wears clothing. More importantly...
Not true! The decorator crab is a marine type of crab that takes multiple fragments of corals and rocks and shells and even some invertebrates and sticks it onto its shell using the same quantum physics that a crested gecko uses to sticky onto glass walls and climb up it. But the decorator crab, in many instances, has been seen to do this purely because, unlike the pom-pom crab, who has mittens made of anemones so that it can, use them like boxing gloves to sting people and then also feeds the anemones in a symbiotic relationship, that has a purpose, so I wouldn't call it clothes, but the decorator crab will just wear clothes because. And there are also some urchins that can choose which, as they're walking, they can activate and unactivate their sucker legs. And they'll leave some activated when they pick up, like, a rock or something. Just because. They definitely don't need the armor. They're literally made of fucking spikes, but... Aubrey, welcome in.
Why do we feel embarrassed to be naked around other people?
The word... I can tell this is old. Is that fucking Hannah Hart? This is a throwback. Hannah fucking Hart. Holy. And then next Daily Grace comes out. Like, damn. Get fucking Charles Trippy, CTFXC in here. Hell, pull out the Shaytards. That's this era, man. We need a old school, what's his name? Zoe and Alfie? Zoella? When was this uploaded? 13. I'm old.
Embarrass comes from the Portuguese root embaraça, which means to entangle or entwine.
And feeling embarrassed often feels like being tied up or exposed. But how can a healthy amount of embarrassment be a sign that you are likable, forgivable, and trustworthy?
This t-shirt and hoodie come from the YouTube space LA, which opened in November of 2012. But clothing has been around a lot longer than that. for at least the last 100,000 years. Clothing protects us from the cold, from rain, from the sun. And it can also be an ornament, a way of accentuating certain parts of our bodies or showing off wealth, status. It can even help us build our own identities. But today, I'm interested in another use of clothing.
Lucien Lachance?
Modesty. Why are humans afraid to be naked? Why are we ashamed of nudity? Especially because animals pretty much walk around naked all the time. Why aren't animals embarrassed to be naked? Well, let's take a closer look at embarrassment.
Put your whole up.
Embarrassment is a fascinating emotion.
Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed? What do you mean, let's just show whole? Look at the look at the little subtle blush on it as well. Like, they're so bashful. He's so bashfully showing whole.
And an extremely social one. You don't really ever feel embarrassed alone when no one's watching you or listening to you.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Like, all the time. Wait, but when I was like younger, okay, don't do it. Like 6 or 7. Stop. Okay, 6, 7. But don't stop. Like actually like 6 or 7. When I was like 6 or 7. Stop! Okay! We get it. When I was younger, I used to think there was like hidden cameras always watching me. Like always. And I would think that like my crush from school could use these cameras to watch me. And so I would always be like acting on my best behavior. And I would be like ashamed to like pee or shower. I would be like nervous. And also, my parents would say all the time, like, your guardian angel is always watching you. Your guardian angel's always watching. And that made me constantly paranoid. Like, I don't want someone always watching me. Like, I would get like scared to take my clothes off to shower because a guardian angel is looking at me. Like, what the fuck? I had that for years. I wonder if it's a religion thing. The thing is, my parents aren't even religious, and they never really like hammered it into me like that. Like, we never went to church or anything. I just really like hung on to that like guardian angel thing. But I didn't think it was a guardian angel. Like, I just thought there was hidden cameras everywhere. And like sometimes like I would look in places and I would be like, there's probably a camera in there. There's probably a camera in there. Yeah, there's probably a camera in there. And I would like make sure that I was always acting like someone was in the room. You know what I mean? Like as you would if someone was in the room. Because I thought there was always cameras. Looking back though, there's a chance that I don't know what, because as some of you are relating, I don't know what could have caused it for you guys. But I bet what caused it for me was being in the foster system for a second. Because there actually was cameras everywhere. So that probably is the source of that. But I think a good second contender is religion. Did you watch The Truman Show? No, as an adult, I started it, but I didn't finish it because it, like, made me remember the feeling of thinking there was cameras watching me everywhere. And I hadn't remembered that since I was a kid. And I was like, wait, this is scary, and I don't want to, like, trigger, like, fucking schizophrenia or, like, psychosis or something. Like, I don't know if I'm, like, inclined or, like, predisposed to paranoia or something because of this as a kid, so I never finished The Truman Show because I was, like, scared. I was, like, too scared to, in case it, like, awakened something.
Embarrassment probably evolved because it is such a good influence on social cooperation. We feel embarrassed when we violate little social rules of conduct, and each of us individually hoping to avoid that, to avoid embarrassment, has helped all of us live together better. Healthy brains experience embarrassment. Neurodegeneration of the frontal and temporal lobes can lead to less awareness of yourself.
Oh my god, that's why they're like that! The fucking lead paint degenerated their fucking lobes, so they lost all awareness. Have you ever tried to explain to a boomer anything? Have you ever tried to explain anything? I was about to say, like, something specific, like, oh, have you ever tried to, no, my zit, no, ew. I was about to say, have you ever tried to explain, like, how hard it is to buy a house, or just how hard it is to get a job, or, like, anything like that? They really, the most frustrating part of it is the lack of ability to express a shred of self-awareness of not only them, but you as the person explaining the story, and the society that they live in. There is just a total encompassing lack of awareness, like on all fronts. And it's so frustrating. It's like talking to someone who is delusional. Like, I wonder if it really is like lead paint eroded their fucking brains. Like lead paint and asbestos and like fucking arsenic. Like, God, they poisoned the shit out of that generation, dude. Like, it's sad. Like, actually, I wonder if that's what it is. Okay, I have to go cover this zip back up because it's actually massive. But I can still hear. So I'm just gonna let it play. It'll take me like actually 1 second. But this zip, dude, it's like got a vengeance, man. I don't know why I have adult acne. I don't know what I did to deserve this. No, it's fine. I didn't even want to find my camera source. I didn't even want to find it. Okay, I can still hear it. Hang on.
So a healthy amount of occasional embarrassment is a good thing. It's a sign of a socially adept and normally functioning brain. A famous experiment involved participants watching an actor receive praise for achieving a very, very high score on an exam. In some cases, the actor was told to feign pride in the achievement, and in others, they acted embarrassed to have attention put on themselves. Later, the actors and the participants played games together, and the participants were more pro-social, friendly, and cooperative with actors who earlier expressed embarrassment. It suggested that the actor was to be trusted, that they desired to fit in and work together.
God, it's insane. Sorry, I can still hear it, but it's insane that, like, freaking Mr. Red's waving hands, which are always chill, look so, like, wilty right now. And the flowers look healthier than they've ever looked. Like, same as the mushroom. Like, what? That is the chillest coral I've got. Why is he throwing a freaking fit? I have to do, like, a full water test, I think. Sheesh. I was watching, sorry.
The fact that embarrassment displays our knowledge of others and our desire to be liked may explain why evoking embarrassment in others, whether it be flirtation or playful teasing, is so common when we kind of like the other person. Shame is a stronger emotion, and shame, when it comes to our private parts, the kind nearly every society, Western or not, shares to some degree, is related to the root of our question today: modesty. Havelock Ellis's writing on the evolution of modesty is a bit antiquated when it comes to vocabulary, but he discusses quite well two possible reasons for our fear of nakedness, both of which predate clothing and are not unique to humans. The first is the vital phenomenon of refusal. Before mating, many animals play a game of chase, hard to get, a game of acceptance and then flight, forcing the pursuer to keep up and prove their determination before being chosen as a desirable mate. So when it comes to humans, we can think of clothing, paradoxically, as both a means of drawing attention to one's body and simultaneously as a way to cover the body modestly, making us less available to every and any potential mate, rendering breeding more selective. Ellis also mentions the fear of evoking disgust. And it's easy to see why individuals of a species who avoid things we consider disgusting would survive better. Fecal material, waste, rubbish, other bodily secretions can spread disease. For instance, animals whose poop likely contains dangerous parasites avoid grazing around or hanging out around their waste. Habits like that lead to more sanitary conditions and a species more likely to survive. It's a satisfying piece of evidence as to why clothing, once invented, was so quickly used to cover private areas. In 2009, the BBC investigated another influential factor: raising children. In species where the young are born pretty much ready for life, it makes more sense to spend your time making babies as opposed to sitting around raising them. They don't need it. Super precocial animals like the megapode hatch with full flight feathers and can fly on their own within hours of hatching. Human babies, on the other hand, are pretty darn altricial. We are born barely able to do much besides swallow food put directly into our mouths. Newborns can't walk or talk or cook meals for themselves or drive themselves to work. It's ridiculous.
It's like every streamer.
Why are human babies born so unready for life? Why is so much development time still needed after human kids are born? Well, one explanation is that it's because we are so brilliant. Brain size is correlated with body size. Bigger bodies require bigger brains. The shrew has a smaller brain than a human, but us humans have smaller brains than whales. Of course, a bigger brain is not indicative of intelligence. For one thing, larger animals literally just have more cells they need to worry about and control. What matters more when it comes to intelligence is the proportion of brain size to body size. Compared to the size of our bodies, our brains are gigantic. They're outliers, they're off the charts. It's crazy. And a consequence of this is that in order to have a brain as big as ours come out of a mother as small as a human, we have to come out with brains that aren't fully formed. Brains and heads that aren't as big as they will eventually grow to be. And this is why human babies require so much care and so much time to develop before their brains are ready for them to go off on their own. Under this theory, being naked and mating all of the time might be a little bit less of a priority for humans. Humans and societies that privilege modesty would have more time and resources to put toward raising children and avoiding extra mates instead of just conceiving more kids, allowing kids to develop.
Wait, I'm realizing, I feel like we should go now. Wait, this isn't even history, I just realized. I just realized this is not even history.
Peter, the horse is here.
That's much better.
Peter, the horse is here.
Hi, oh my god, not again. What? Oh. The last Viking, Harald Hardrada. Okay, we have this. Oh, God. Oh, these are all like an hour.
Today.
Whoa. Extreme vigilante justice in history. Ooh. Whoa.
Holy shit, it's another fucking day. It's the best day ever again. Cause I'm a stupid fucking cat and I don't know shit. And I don't know what it is to be sad. I think I'll run around for no good reason and act like there's stuff I gotta do. I have no idea how much the world sucks cause I have no reference level. Holy hell, that guy's bringing me food. This food sucks but I don't even know it. Now I'm shitting in a box cause I don't give a fuck. And the guy throws it out for me.
Oh, yeah.
Now I think I'll lie down here. Now I think I'll lie down here. Cause I got no fucking bills to pay. Sometimes I look out windows cause I'm stupid as hell. Holy Christ, it's a piece of paper. I have no idea how pointless I am. And I don't even know I'm gonna die. Now it's time to go to bed. Gotta get some fucking rest cause it's the best day ever tomorrow.
Is he really gonna die? My cat got attacked by another cat yesterday. No, Boise. That's what happened to Alfie, and then I didn't let him go outside ever again. He became an indoor cat. Don't let your cat outside anymore. Okay, if anyone is relinking, I promise as soon as there's a link, I click. Yeah, that was a relink. I click. I got it right there. There you go. Oh, what's hiding in melting glaciers? Traveling to Japan's wildest island.
This video.
Oh, I don't really care about American history. I'm sorry. I bet this is a good video, but I'm gonna close it. Because I hate America a little bit. As of recently. I just can't bring myself to have any sense of fascination even anymore. I'm like so deeply stressed by anything having to do with America or being American that I can't even happily learn about history of it without like being so stressed and reminded. I do everything I can to forget that I'm currently in America. And I know it could be worse, but man, it could definitely be better as well. It could definitely be better as well.
While a medieval tavern.
What it was like to visit a medieval tavern? Could you survive in a Roman fort? Oh, this is more graffiti. I think we looked at this, but... Who were the Sumerians? The man who accidentally killed the most people in history.
16.
When Sweden ruled the world. Did Kadia link this?
It's a...
And Beatles 3000. Okay. Where do we start? Here's what we'll do. We're gonna do the killing guy. The others are like 50 minutes. Click! Okay.
Get down! Oh!
Oh my god. Feet. Imagine seeing this title, right? You see this title of the stream. You're like hovering on the
people on the left. You're hovering. You see the title? Oh my god, history. Okay, yeah. Wait, I'm gonna click in.
What do they come from, chicken without the lingo and the lao? I've been married a long time ago. What do they come from? What do they go? What do they come from, chicken
Oh my god. Okay. Alex Illustration, welcome. History.
An MRRL time. Me and Mark Rutsu. Me and fucking Mark Rutsu. That's fucking right. I skipped 113. I'm a fucking legend. I've never seen a 113 and I never fucking will. 112, baby. To the day I fucking die. Yes! About time I get a fucking lucky break in this fucking game.
Now this is history.
And I clutch the goddamn grenade launcher. That's fucking right.
Dude, what a rush!
Yeah, it's this one. Right here, it's this one. My insane pace. Right here, this is the 112. Right here, yes! It's fucking it. I'm gonna have to find the actual whole vid off of it, and I'm gonna have to get it.
Oh my god, the music. I'm pumped.
Dude, what a rush!
He sounds like the turtle.
What a rush!
He sounds like the Finding Nemo turtle.
Watch this. Watch when I get the grenade launcher. Sorry. Look at that. See how fast my pace is? Right in the fucking head! Yeah! Got a fucking 112, baby! That's right! You see that clutchness? I am fucking clutch! Look at this fucking line I take. I'm like, yeah, baby! Let's fucking do this! I wait.
Clutchness.
Right when he starts firing, to try to back boost me, the double. Body armor. Two quick ones. I already know I'm getting there on the perfect line. Look at the fucking pace! 50, 49, 47, baby! That's fucking right! That's fucking it! Fucking pumped watching this one again. I waited to cinema too because I said, oh my god, it might be 112. And it fucking is! It fucking is, baby! Yeah! Look at me typing, you guys. You guys didn't believe me. I'm typing a storm. Dude, I fucking just got Streets 112 and it's not fucking coming on. Yes! I fucking did it! That's right! I skipped 113. I'm a legend.
I'm a legend.
I am a fucking legend. I'm a fucking legend. Yeah! I'm a fucking legend.
Now that is history. What, Ren? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm not clicking that. I know exactly what that clip is, Alex, and I need you to purge your memory. You love Northern Lion, right? Yeah. Love that guy. Oh no, is he dead?
See fighters saying, I can't let... Have you seen the...
Yes! Run! Oh my god, I was talking about this a week ago. With all of my roommates. Okay, you have to see this video. I was talking about this with all of my roommates, and I couldn't get through. I don't know what it was. It really got, like, I couldn't explain this video through my laughing. Like, I was, like, hysterical. Like, I was crying, laughing about this video that I found because of this.
Video of the UFC fighter saying, I can't let you get close. Like a PS2 character. UFC fighter, I can't let you get close. Is this the one?
Oh, I wish. I can't wait. How do you feel when you say crazy things like that to me when I've been challenging you for years? Do you ever feel weird about that?
He spit on him, man. He fucking spit on his shoes.
Ah, man. I'm gonna kick your ass bad. But don't you ever feel weird about challenging me when I've been calling you out for years?
Don't you ever feel weird about challenging me when I've been calling you out for years? What is this, man?
Yes, man.
You're not ready.
You know what's gonna happen, man. But don't you think that's a little weird? I mean, what, man? We have a day. I'm just asking. We have a day, man. Okay. We have a day. This is actually helpful. We're gonna have a day, man. Do you know when?
It's coming.
I know when. I don't. I know. I'm being serious. I know. When? I hope you no hurt the hands, no hurt your ass. Man. But can we talk now? No, I don't want to talk.
Dude, I gotta see the Ultimate Fighter Brazil. This show seems crazy. Why is the one dude, he wants him dead, and then the other guy is going...
This dude is gonna hit the most fucking perfect, like, PS2 one-shot voice line. It sounds dubbed in.
Can we talk?
I don't know the date. Can you just tell me the date? You wanna know. Come on, I just talk to you. You wanna know. I'm just asking you. Angela, stop. You wanna know. Stop.
Stop fighting.
Stop. I can't let you get close. Come on.
Okay, wait.
I can't let you get close. And then he hits the pose. It's like in the fighting game when you're done watching the cutscene and now it switches to 2D and you're in a like a fighting game. I can't let you get close.
You wanna know. Stop. You wanna know. Please stop.
I can't let you get close.
Can you hear my...
Okay.
He starts hitting he hits circle square.
He hits the line. He hits the line. Oh.
I can't let you get close.
He hits the line so good. And
he's crying!
Like a fight just...
God, I love to see a bald man cry.
Like the cutscene ended and you got control of the character. Oh my god.
Yes!
Well, now. Well, now. Well, now. Well, now.
Stop.
Well, now.
You
Well,
have
now.
to stop.
Well, now.
Please stop. I can't let you get close.
Can you hear my...
It's like every time I hear it, I'm like shocked that it's like down here. The voice is here. Oh, I can't let you get close. Like, why did you change your voice like that? It sounds dumb.
I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
He's crying.
I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. the jeans. And
Oh my. I didn't even see. What the hell does he got on? Look at the shoes. Why is she hating on bald men, bro? No, wait, I'm not. I like to see them cry because I like to see them sensitive and in touch with their emotions. I don't know if y'all know this, but I think Northern Lion is a baddie. I think Northern Lion is a baddie. Bad tang. I think Northern Lion, you know what I'm saying? I can't let you get close. I can't let you get close. I can't let you get close. Okay. What we're gonna do is a 1 or a 2. What's this?
You know something I noticed now? Chat. Here's some actual advice though. Okay. Here's some.
I'm ready to take advice from XQ Cow. Me not letting my wife get dressed in the morning because she's fit. I can't let you get clothes. Bro, I'm actually really scared for you, Marcus. Because I feel like you're like really like you just woke up from a coma and you don't know where you are. Or like perhaps you're like a conscience that's been trapped in a machine. And it's like a Lovecraftian horror of a chatter that he's just in eternal agony. You're so scared. And every message you're like, what the fuck? Man, what the fuck? Where am I? Like, I think what the fuck? I think you are the neurons that they put on the petri dish and they made play Doom. I think you're the petri dish of neurons, and you're here. It's an honor. It's actually an honor. Every message. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you're okay. I'm worried about you.
Special advice. Chat. This actually might help you. This advice. I'm not gonna. It actually might help you. It actually might, because finding this out can take years. If you don't find it out, if you don't find out now,
okay,
you're gonna be fucked.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you have like these big goals, not something that give you like education or money, like these big goals that you think are gonna make you happy. Like, oh, once this happens, I'll be happy. Once that happens, I'll be happy. Once that, I'll be happy.
Okay.
That is really unhealthy. To think that you're gonna be happy once you get there. I realized that these happiness milestones
the journey.
Actually don't work.
Huh?
They just don't.
Huh?
Okay, it is very rare that you'll think whatever you think happens on the other side of that wall you're going. It's just not. It won't feel like that. I'm telling you. So something I realized that you have to be happy.
The fucking mustache pooped on my window. There's a little poop. Seriously? I'm letting him crash in my room and he pooped on my window.
Now, even if that means that it's harder to get there, it doesn't matter. You really have to be, you have to make sure to be happy now.
Now!
Or find ways to be happy now. And to stop seeing that wall as like, oh, I'll be happy once I get there. Because that wall might just keep going backwards. It might just run away from you. Actually. It might run away. Boom, boom. Once you...
He's so right. Right? Like, of course. Like, anyone would listen to this and be like, yeah, of course. The problem is, I think I listen to this a bit too closely. Thus, I never save money. Like, if I started saving money 10 years ago, it would be irrelevant if I started saving money right now because of how much inflation. And it would have been like, man, I wish I just bought things that made me happy. And the problem is I keep thinking like that. I keep thinking everything is going to barrel towards getting worse as it is currently. Even just from 2020 to now, the inflation is so insane that I have I've been rid of all long-term monetary goals. All of them. I have 0 long-term monetary goals. And if I could save money, that's awesome. And in my mind, it's just there in case I suddenly, bang, cancer. It's like an emergency fund. But why would I say, like what, I'm gonna nickel and dime to $1 million so that I can have a starter home? No. I'd rather have books and plants and a pretty new table and some, like, paint. You know what I mean? Like, so that I can enjoy my life now. So, like, this is a bit of a double-edged sword.
Here's some interesting history. One of the earliest examples of bar jokes is Sumerian, circa 4500 to 1900 BC, and it features a dog. A dog walked into a tavern and said, "I can't see a thing. I'll open this one." No one living today knows how is it supposed to be funny.
How do they even know that they translated it right? Is this live? My Twitch is scuffed. Why are we all so lost? Why are we all so lost and why is everything so bad? Oh. True, like what if the funny in it is that it doesn't make sense, but you're expecting something funny? Like 6-7. Where like it doesn't make sense. So it's like, I guess it's funny.
Finally get it.
I'll let you speak, Mr. Cow.
It might feel hollow. And once that happens, you'll be even more miserable than you were on the path up there. Real shit. That is real shit, I'm telling you. It took me a couple walls to go over to realize that though. I thought it was a glitch. Like I thought it was like a bug.
Why is everyone saying Titan Hollow in chat?
So back in the days, I was like, oh man, I'll be really happy when I'm in the Watch League. I'll be really happy when I get like 10k subs. I'll be really happy when I get this. I'll be happy when I get that. And I got past those and I was like, so I got past these walls, right? I was like, I'll be happy then. I'll be happy then. I'll be happy then. And I got this side of that wall, and I wasn't happy.
I feel a bit ungrateful, you know? Like, this is making me realize, I think, the opposite of its intention. Because, like, I've felt this and analyzed it and overcome it, and is it better? Oh, sorry, that was probably loud. Is it better? I don't know. But I'm happier. And, like, I almost, like, forget what it feels like to feel like this. But I have. I definitely was there when I got a degree that I, like, never ended up using. So I feel like almost a bit, like, ungrateful that, despite all attrition, I've been able to, like, fully turn around and despite it all, love being alive. Like, that's insane. And I think I take that for granted. I think if you've experienced anything, even in the last week, that made you, like pretty happy, like, maybe you had, like, really fucking good dinner the other day, and that made you, like, really happy. That is an achievement, man. Like, there's people who could have eaten that same dinner and enjoyed that same dinner as much as you, but it still didn't make them as happy as it made you. Like, we're so lucky to be able to juice happiness out of such simple things, you know? Like, when I see one of my plants is popping out a new leaf, that makes me happier than when I got my nursing degree. And that happens to me, like, every day. That's so lucky. That is, like, super lucky. I've been pretty apathetic most of my life, but lately I've learned to feel more. So even if they're bad feelings, I'm grateful for them because I feel alive. You know, and it's always, like, someone... You have to find the thing. You know? You always have to find the thing that makes you, like, fucking snap out of it! Snap out of it! You chud! Everyone finds that thing. And so I can tell you what worked for me, and that might not be your thing. Just like many told me when I was sad, and that wasn't my thing. It didn't work. And it can only be you that tells you the thing. And even if it's something someone else told you, it won't feel like the thing that snaps you out of it until you come to terms with it yourself and say it to yourself in your own words. But for me, the biggest thing was, like, and all the time I think this, is like, dude, I don't think a day goes by, I don't think it, sorry, you're gonna die. Like, actually. Like, you are going to die. And you will never come back. Dota, Ben, thank you for gifting Chubaduck. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Aware 6-7. No respawn, no res. But, like, not only are you gonna die, but the last part of living for all of us will more likely than not as well feel less like living and also more like suffering. We're gonna age, we're gonna watch our friends die, we're gonna watch our parents die, we're gonna watch the world get worse, whether it actually gets worse or just because, you know, we are old and stuck in our ways. But the fact that we are going to die is why, I guess, that's what unlocked for me, like, why I'm so happy. Because I'm not dead right now. You aren't dead right now. You can order Taco Bell right now. You can go outside right now and see a fucking bird. Like, you know how lucky it is that you even are alive? Like, we're all gonna die one day. You shouldn't, like, it's insane that I'm even alive, and I'm gonna sit here and, like, in my one life, like, I will never live yesterday again. I will never live that again. And in my one life, I'm spending so many yesterdays being sad about, like, someone being mean to me, like a boy doesn't like me, like, my parents don't get me. Like, what the fuck? I'm alive! I'm alive! That's insane. I think, therefore, I am not dead right now, and I can go outside and see a bird. Yeah, that's actually the full quote by Confucius, or whatever. Like, that's actually, like, what snapped me out of it. But, again, no two snaps out of it are the same. So, like, I could say that, and that snaps me out of being sad. But for you, that might even, like, make you sad, you know? To remember that you're gonna die. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's interesting. It's so interesting. We're all so different. We're all so different. You're alive. You can open a Counter-Strike case and get a blue. It's fascinating. Why am I in therapy now? I guess talking about life makes some people uncomfortable, but I never have. So I don't get that feeling. But then again, like I've got that like weird strain of autism where like I'm so painfully honest. I'm so honest, like, which people will think is like, oh, that's so admirable, but like it's not. Like I say exactly what I think when I think it. So like nothing makes me like even like personal stuff. I just like, you guys know, like I say like insane personal stuff where it's like, okay, like okay. But I like literally don't care. Like, there's just nothing in me that makes me care. Do you know? You know? Teach Me History, Please is the title. Yeah, but it's a Twitch stream, not a Harvard seminar. We can get off topic and talk. This is another beautiful thing. Is it not? Like, look at the chatter next to you, next to your message. That's a human behind their computer in a completely different part of the world to you. That's a real it's so easy to be like, here's a name and a sentence. It's just like me, like you're looking at me, real person, hi. Every single name is a real person. Like, and we're all here from everywhere. It's insane. Like, little shit like this, like, snaps me out of it. It makes me like, whoa, whoa. Some of them are bots. We can check. Actually, no. 222 people are connected to the chat. However, only 157 are tabbed in. Now, if you ever see with Twitch Enhancer this number bigger than the parenthesis number, that means there's bots. Imagine 157 people in front of you. Yeah, I can't. I'm really bad at visualizing things quantifiably. Like weight. Like if you tell me an amount in numbers, like, oh, this many pounds, this many kilograms, I don't see anything. And like length and like heights, like visualizing metrics, I've got like actually a brick wall of disconnect, like a level that feels like it could be like dyslexic almost. Like I can't do it. It's like you're talking on a podium. Yeah, if there was 157 people, which one weighs more? 1 kilogram of iron or 1 kilogram of cotton? That's the same weight, man. They're both a kilogram. Sexy Martian, how do you keep slipping into a different font? I'm scared. How are you doing this? If you were on a podium in front of 157 people... No! I have a better question. If you could speak into the minds of 10,000 random people who speak the same language as you, though. Just 10,000 random people. You don't know who they are, but you know they'll understand you. You could say one thing in their head, and they'll hear it in their mind. What is the one thing you'd say? Like, suddenly 10,000 random people would hear this in their mind. I would do a fart noise. Stop being assholes. Goon. Buh. Run? I know you can hear me. I can see you. You guys are evil. Can you imagine an apple and see its color? Oh, I've heard of this where people can't imagine things. Yeah, I can. And something I've had ever since I was a kid as well is like, whenever I try to spell a word, I see it in my head in like newspaper font on a newspaper, like the fibers of the newspaper and everything. I see it like typewritered out as I'm spelling it, and it's like I see the word there. And so in my head, I look at it there, and that's like how I spell it. Because I look at it, and I see it spelled. I've talked about this like to friends in school and stuff like that, and they're always like, that is so weird. Like, that is strange. If I speak, big trouble. I am God, and I declare that anyone over 45 is no longer allowed to be in office. Do you hear your thoughts? I don't think so. I think I have a very vivid visual memory, but I never think words and sentences. Like, my thinking feels so, like, visual. But obviously I do think words and sentences. Because I have, like, pre-planned thoughts and such, but it doesn't feel like words and sentences. You know? Because if I sit here right now and you could try, like, think I am saying a sentence, and you can think that. That thinking that I just did of that sentence, I don't, like, that feels like a different kind of thinking that I don't organically do, where I'm organically thinking a sentence. That doesn't feel like it happens organically ever to me. I'm an NPC, yeah. It feels like really visual. Maybe it's more like auditory. Maybe it's because I can't see the words. I feel like it's not a sentence or something, but I am. When you read a book, do you imagine what's happening in your head as you read? People with bad handwriting tend to be smarter. Might be autism. I'm pretty sure it's autism.
And I got over on the wall, and I wasn't happy. And I thought, dude. I thought happiness is on the other side of the wall. But I realized that happiness is here now.
That's what I'm saying, man.
If you're not happy with what you have now, you're not gonna be happy with whatever you have then. That's tough. So if you're grinding towards something, if you're grinding really hard towards something, make sure the grind is at least fun. Because if you go all in onto that grind, because of what you get out of it, and you're not happy when you get the things you get out of that grind, you're gonna feel way worse than way back at the beginning. That's right. That's right. All right. Anyway, if you think you can dodge that, I hope that your goals aren't too far away, like 3 years, 5 years, because that wall's gonna hit way harder. You know?
All right. Can this fucking Mario stop getting recommended to me? Seriously. Hang on. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, I think we should watch. Thank you. What's this?
You guys are instantly dancing. It takes nothing. It takes nothing to make you dance.
That a woman like that was real into me. She said she didn't have no man. Made the kids the very best she can. She told me she was all alone. Said I don't, she didn't have no phone. She said just to get on her face. A 59 was a gold. She said she lied to you, lied to me. Cause she was loving me, yeah.
Would this work on you?
Never would have thought she was living like that. Her words seem so sincere. when I held her near, she would tell me how she feels. It felt so real to me. This girl, she had to be an angel sent from heaven just for me. She said she didn't have no man.
He was hitting on him all along?
Raised the kids the very best. She loving me. She told me she was all alone. Said I don't she didn't have no loving me. She said just give her up. Okay. But the goal she lied to you, lied to me. Cause you got a family, yeah.
This is the Apple video. Let's take a moment. Apple linked this before in a computer time.
You want to play? You want to play? You want to play? Let's play, let's play.
Lenny. Oh.
Happy, happy. It's over now.
One single scientist created 3 inventions that accidentally caused the deaths of millions of people, including himself. Not only that, they decreased the average intelligence of people all around the world, increased crime rates, and caused 2 completely separate environmental disasters that we are still dealing with today. Part of this video is sponsored by Ren. More about them at
Ren. Why can't you sponsor me, Ren? You fuck.
the end of the show.
Really, Ren?
In 1944, as a young chemist who had just finished his master's, Claire Patterson went to work on the Manhattan Project, building the first nuclear weapons. His job was to concentrate uranium-235, the fissile fuel for bombs, from the much more common uranium-238. And this required huge machines, mass spectrometers, which separated the 2 types of uranium by their
This video is called The Man Who Accidentally Killed the Most People in History.
Slight difference in mass. After the war, Patterson went back to grad school to get his PhD. He picked a research project that would take advantage of his experience with mass spectrometers, measuring the age of the Earth. Radioactive rocks are effectively clocks. Uranium-238, for example, decays into thorium, and then protactinium, and then 12 more decays, until it ends up as lead-206, which is stable.
Can you artificially decay it yourself, or do you just actually have to wait? I don't know anything really. I know a little about chemistry, but not. It's too big to know a lot. You machines? That's what a nuke is! Oh, a nuke is artificially decaying the thing until it... Okay.
Of this decay is consistent and can be measured. It takes 4.5 billion years for half of a sample of U-238 to decay into lead-206.
So it's
Patterson's PhD project was to determine the age of the Earth by measuring the ratio of uranium to lead in primordial rocks. But to calibrate his instrument, first he used zircon crystals whose ages were known. Zircon is ideal for this purpose because when it forms, it contains trace amounts of uranium, but absolutely no lead. So any lead that you later find inside a zircon, you know must...
Sorry. Does anyone know? There's this like false diamond called cubic zirconia. Is that zircon? Because if it is, it doesn't have uranium? It makes like pretty jewelry and it just looks like a diamond, but it's not. And it's like cheaper than a diamond. Zirconia. Like what? It's too much to be a coincidence.
Be the product of a uranium decay. Now, Patterson was tasked with measuring the lead content, and another student, George Tilton, measured uranium. Tilton's uranium measurements were fine. They matched predictions. But Patterson's lead measurements were all over the place, and they were many, many times higher than they expected.
We take George's uranium and my lead. Not right, Patterson. There was lead there that didn't belong there.
So where was all this extra lead coming from? That mystery would take over the rest of Claire Patterson's life and bring him to the literal ends of the earth.
In 1908, a woman was driving across the Belle Isle Bridge in Detroit when her car stalled. A passing motorist stopped to help. In those days, cars needed to be hand-cranked to start. He knelt down and turned the crank, and the engine roared to life, a little too suddenly. The man couldn't get out of the way, and the crank handle hit him in the face and broke his jaw. He died as a result of his injuries.
Oh my god!
His name was Byron
He died because he's a nice guy and he's helping her. Wow.
Carter, and he was the founder of his own car company, so he was well connected in the Detroit auto scene.
That's so sad.
He counted among his close friends the founder of Cadillac, Henry Leland. Leland was so distraught over his friend's death that he resolved to eliminate hand cranks from his vehicles. Leland hired Charles Kettering to create a self-starting car, and by 1911, he had a working prototype.
Hand cranking was difficult and dangerous, and best left to men. But a car that started itself changed everything.
The world's first crankless car was the Cadillac Model 30. It was much more powerful than cars before it.
Like a drawing.
It had a
That's
top
tough.
speed of 45 miles per hour and 40 horsepower, double the Ford Model T. The Model 30 was a huge success for Cadillac, doubling the company's annual sales. But it had a problem. It was deafeningly loud. In internal combustion engines, a piston compresses the fuel-air mixture, which is then ignited by a spark from the spark plug. The expanding hot gases push the piston back down. The problem with the Model 30 engine was it compressed the fuel-air mixture more than previous models. So much, in fact, that often the fuel would spontaneously combust before the spark from the spark plug. So rather than orderly, perfectly timed explosions, you'd get multiple haphazard combustions leading to turbulent pressure waves inside the cylinder. The resulting sound led the problem to become known as engine knocking. Knocking wasn't just hard on the ears, it hurt the engine's performance. It reduced power output and lowered fuel efficiency. The vibrations also damaged the piston and walls of the cylinder, shortening the life of the engine. The good news was that engine knocking could be corrected by changing the fuel. Different fuels can withstand different levels of compression before detonating. N-heptane, for example, will spontaneously combust under only...
What does he mean different fuel? I don't know what this is. Like gas and diesel and unleaded, and is that different fuels? Like that? Yeah, okay.
only a little compression. Isooctane, on the other...
Wait, different octanes. What's that? What's an octane? I know like high octane. Okay, something can be high in octane. Okay, so different amounts of octane in a fuel is what distinguishes the different fuels? Oh, it's carbon. He might explain it. Okay.
Other hand, can withstand a much higher compression ratio before it auto-ignites, so it's much less likely to cause knocking. To quantify how much compression a fuel can withstand, scientists came up with the octane rating system. They arbitrarily set isooctane to have a rating of 100 and N-heptane a rating of 0. Now, real fuels aren't made up of only these two ingredients. They're a mix of lots of different hydrocarbons, but the octane rating tells you what mixture of octane and heptane gives equivalent performance. For example, 98 octane fuel can withstand the same compression as a mixture of 98% octane and 2% heptane. Now, I'm gonna take a little bit of 98 octane fuel.
I'm so sorry. I just have to tell you this because I think you would find it funny and you can all share in laughing at me. Okay. You see at that gas pump how there was 4 different divided kinds of gasoline that you can put into your car? I thought that all 4 of those different kinds are naturally occurring in the world. And the reason America is such a bitch about getting oil is because they have to keep up with 4 different kinds that they need to go harvest. And maybe this kind is more common in, like, the Middle East, and this kind is more common in, like, Africa. And so they have to go to all of these countries and take their fucking oil because there's 4 different kinds and they go everywhere. It's like I have the reasoning to be able to justify and rationalize things, but the foundations are never there. I see why we needed to watch this. See? At least I'm self-aware. Different raw oils give different results when processed. If you can just mix shit into it, though, why can't you... You're telling me we can't fucking synthesize oil? Are you dead ass? In the big 2026? I'd have believed that, to be fair. It was just like a thing I never thought to ask about, and I just accept it as how it is from just my own brain. Like, you put your own fuel in there, right? In where? What? Probably need more oil as energy input. Nah, but you could get energy from water and wind and the sun, you know? All oils could become diesel and petrol, but depending on your base ingredient, you will need to add different ratios of the stuff we need for fuel. So how come you never see people make their own gas for their car? Like, you see people growing their own herbs and vegetables and, you know, pulping their Amazon bags to make their own paper. But why not farm your own oil? The CIA kills them? Is it actually illegal? Do you have a petroleum pump in your... Do you have to pump it in the... When you put... Now's a good time to also say, I don't drive. But, like, I assume in the red jerry can that you put gas in, you could use that to scoop your shit and put it in your car. I could drive a quad. I've driven a quad and I had to jerry can it before when it broke down. I know about the oil lobby, but I'm confused on what they could do to an individual at an individual level. How would they know? If you're not posting about it and you're not a public figure, how is it any like, that's like saying the organic food lot, like Monsanto is gonna come kill me because I'm growing a tomato plant. Do you know what I mean? It's like at such an individual level, why not? I think the fundamental information I'm lacking here that makes this seem so confusing to me as, like, why it's not a common occurrence is that I don't understand the oil refinery process. That's probably where this disconnect is. Did you watch the Monsanto video today? No, I just had a debate about it in high school, so I know way too much about them. Okay, I'll get back to it. I'm getting distracted.
And put it in this piston, and when I compress it...
Yeah, it does.
Nothing happens, which is exactly what you'd expect. This fuel can withstand a lot of compression. Diesel has an octane rating of 20, so it acts like a mixture of 20% isooctane and 80% N-heptane. If I put a little bit of diesel in there, let's see what happens with the same compression ratio.
Same for him!
There you go. You get a little explosion in there. That's because this is a low octane fuel. I mean, that's what diesel's meant to do. You compress it and it ignites. But you don't want this sort of fuel in an engine with spark plugs.
Oh, is it you don't make your own because there's too high of a risk of it being dangerous? Like maybe you make it like too flammable and it creates too big of an explosion when it sparks, maybe?
The reason fancy cars demand high octane fuel is to prevent knocking in their high compression, high performance engines. Kettering wanted to find an additive which would increase the octane rating of ordinary fuel and eliminate knocking in high compression engines, so he hired 27-year-old engineer Thomas Midgley Jr. Midgley experimented with all sorts of compounds, from melted butter and camphor to ethyl acetate and aluminum chloride. He later wrote most of them had no more effect than spitting in the Great Lakes. Ethanol was an interesting exception. It did
Sorry. I just cannot believe that the biggest source of combustible oil is dead dinosaurs. I just cannot believe that. Like, I think there's gonna be a day, like, hundreds and hundreds of years in the future where we look back, and that's the thing that people are like, wow, I can't believe they bought that. Like, I think that's the thing that people are gonna be like, wow, they really bought that? Like the way that we look back at medieval times and they're like, wow, they really thought that you could, you know, if you left a candle going at night, you would catch a fever of the humors. Like, that's what it feels like. It just feels, you know. Somebody bye. Have a good day. Join the Discord. Dead plants, dead everything. That makes it sound renewable, though. Because plants are renewable. Yeah, like, like, there are so many combustible compounds. You could, like so much is flammable. What's the difference between something being flammable and combustible, I guess? Is that not a synonym? Yeah, it does take millions of years, but I mean, like, that can't be the only thing. That's gotta be, like, an oil lobby kind of thing. On fire versus exploding? Yeah, but, like, things that catch on fire can also explode under the right conditions. So it's like, is something combustible something that combusts easily? Like, as soon as you catch it on fire? Flammable materials ignite easily at a normal room temperature, while combustible materials need higher temperatures and more heat to catch fire. Which makes them seem like the stupid choice versus flammable. Like paper's flammable, but helium is combustible. Like, I understand, like, why and what. But I just don't believe that can be it, man. Like, it's only this thing that takes millions of years. Like, is there a chance that that's just the archaic first thing we found to do this? And there's definitely been a better version since then, but we've just stuck on the archaic one? I see journee. I know why you need explosions, and I know there are explosions. I'm just more confused why the means of explosions has retained this extremely rare source. It feels so archaic. Oh, true, the different option is like electric. I see. That's true. Easy to inject. Because it's... How easier than... We can make it from corn, but we do not have enough fields to supply everyone. What? There's no way there's more, like, biomass or whatever that, like, in millions of years turns into the shit we need than corn. Have you seen a map of how much corn there is in America alone? Like, how much land in America is just corn? It's disgusting. It's actually, like, disgusting. And all of that corn voted for fucking Donald Trump.
Stop the knocking, but you needed a lot of it, about 10% of the fuel mixture for it to be effective. That much ethanol would be expensive and hard to turn a profit on. And Midgley was really after an additive that was cheap, easy to produce, and effective even at low concentrations. So he kept trying. Then he hit on tellurium. It worked wonderfully as an anti-knock agent, but it had a terrible smell. You couldn't get rid of it by changing clothes or bathing. His wife was so offended by the stench that he had to sleep in the basement for 7 months. Midgley wrote, "I don't think that, although this doubled the fuel economy, humanity would suffer this smell."
On December 3rd, 1921,
Holy echo, bro. You need some base panels.
after 5 years of working on the problem, Midgley found what he thought was the perfect solution: tetraethyl lead. That's a lead atom right there in the center. This additive was exactly what he was looking for. It stopped the knocking, it didn't smell, it was cheap to produce and readily available. Best of all, you only needed 1 part in 1,000 for it to be effective.
In a call to Kettering, Midgley said, "Can you imagine how much money we're gonna make with this? We're gonna make $200 million, maybe even more." That is over $3 billion in today's dollars.
Now, for his discovery, the American Chemical Society gave him the prestigious Nichols Award, and they asked him to do a series of public talks, but Midgley declined. He and Kettering patented the process for making tetraethyl lead, and they called their new additive ethyl, perhaps so it might be confused with another common additive, ethyl alcohol. They made no mention of lead. Then they teamed up with 3 of America's largest corporations, General Motors, DuPont, and Standard Oil of New Jersey, to form the Ethyl Corporation.
Their marketing was brilliant.
No man can look at the amazing record.
Oh my god, BioShock. Like, wow. That is the most BioShock, like, commercial snippet, clip, whatever I've ever... Wow. Does that clip not feel straight out of a BioShock voxophone?
Their marketing was brilliant.
Watch this.
No man can look at the amazing record of accomplishment here in this research division without confidence that these men are going ahead with an eye to the future, looking for new facts and principles which will make things better and make life easier for all of us.
The music and everything. Iraq has the biggest graveyard in the world. Someday it's going to become the biggest oil field in the world, and then the US can invade again in a few million years. Bro, aware.
At the 1923 Indianapolis 500, the top 3 finishers all used ethyl, and the demand for leaded gasoline took off. To keep up, Ethyl Corporation had to build a new chemical plant in New Jersey, but the project began terribly. Within 2 months of operating, dozens of workers fell ill with lead poisoning. 5 of them died. To address the public outcry, Midgley held a press conference, and there he poured tetraethyl lead onto his hands, and he inhaled it for a full minute. He claimed...
Have you seen the video of, like, Obama pretending to drink the tap water in Flint, Michigan?
he could do this daily without harm. But Midgley knew the dangers. The reason he had turned down the public talks was because he spent much of 1923 in Florida, where he himself was recovering from lead poisoning. He didn't go anywhere near his company's product if he could help it.
Oh my God.
Lead is dangerous.
So rich people have always just wanted to kill us in order to make a buck. Like, it's been prolific. I saw a reel yesterday, actually, about how in, like, ancient Rome, the best emperors were the ones that, through succession, maybe a previous emperor didn't have any heirs, and so it was, like, kind of elected based on merit, and those were always the best emperors. And the worst ones were always the ones who inherited the throne or the wealth because they grew up with, like, you know, the silver spoon in their mouth. And isn't it insane how relevant that still is? Like how much growing up with wealth makes you a cunt. Like, and yet, like, time and time again, they are elected. And then we're shocked when they're a cunt. Like, insane. How is it to be American? I try pretty hard to just forget and not think about it. I like yearn so badly for some sense of culture, whether it's like actual culture from like the region I am in, or a heritage culture, or even like a religion, and I just have none of it. I think that's how it is to be American.
Even in small doses. It mimics calcium in our bodies, so there's no efficient way to get rid of it. And like calcium, lead can be stored in bones for years, meaning it can continue to poison the body long after the initial exposure. The organ most sensitive to lead is the brain. Lead breaks down the myelin sheath around.
Something's up in the frickin' fish tank. Sheesh. Okay, I think after this video I have to go and do a water change because the corals are very grumpy. Now 2 corals are mad, so something's going on. I gotta do a big water change.
Axons and prevents the release of neurotransmitters. That's why common symptoms of lead poisoning are headaches, memory loss, and tingling in the hands and feet. And children are particularly susceptible. Lead exposure can cause permanent learning disorders and behavioral problems. And the dangers of lead had been known for hundreds of years. Already in 1786, Benjamin Franklin remarked that lead had been used for far too long, considering its known toxicity. You will observe with concern how long a useful truth may be known and exist before it is generally received and practiced on. He would have been aghast to learn that nearly 150 years later, scientists planned to add lead to fuel. Doctors and public health officials from MIT, Harvard, Yale, and the US Health Service wrote to Midgley and warned them against producing tetraethyl lead. They called lead a creeping and malicious poison and a serious menace to public health. Their concerns were dismissed.
This model shows how just the right amount of fluid containing tetraethyl lead and dye is added to the gasoline.
No one doubted that a lot of lead was bad for you, but
React
how much
harder.
harm could a little lead do?
Bro, I've got to be like the worst React streamer because I personally hate when people talk over the content. So I always pause to talk, but some people hate that more when you pause a lot. So, you know what I mean? But my version of reacting is like, I feel like I'm just absorbing, and then I'll be like, wait, I have a question. I've got a question. Oh my god, what is this, like, lighting bouncing off my I feel like I'm about to, like, tell a scary story.
By the 1950s, millions of motorists globally were burning lead in their cars and releasing it into the air. Some of that lead ended up on Claire Patterson's zircon samples, preventing him from determining their age. In 1952, he moved to Caltech, where he built a new lab from scratch. Suspicious of environmental contamination, he tore the electrical cables out of the walls to remove the lead solder. He cleaned the floors and benches daily with ammonia and made sure that air was always being blown out of the lab.
Stormy!
To go inside,
Thank
he
you
had
for
to wear
giving
a
us up to
plastic
Dr.
bunny suit.
Strange!
Patterson
Thank you!
basically invented the clean room.
Thank you,
Inside that room, he turned his attention to the oldest rocks in the solar system, meteorites. All the original rocks on Earth had long since been destroyed by tectonic activity. But meteorites come from asteroids, which formed around the same time as Earth. They have just been drifting through space until they entered the Earth's atmosphere. So the best way to measure the age of the Earth was to measure the age of meteorites.
Patterson measured 5 meteorites, each with 3 different radiometric dating techniques, and he found they were all 4.55 billion years old. That number is within 0.15% of the currently accepted value for the age of the Earth. You know, before Patterson's experiment, people thought the Earth was 1 billion years younger. So Patterson had done it. He measured the age of the Earth. But he wasn't done getting rid of lead contaminants.
Public concern about lead exposure had continued to grow, but President of Standard Oil Frank Howard pushed back, saying, "We do not feel justified in giving up what has come to the industry like a gift from heaven on the possibility that a hazard may be involved in it."
Huh?
Scientists funded by the Ethel Corporation claimed that lead was a natural part of our environment, and therefore not harmful to people. But Patterson wondered, just how natural is the lead in our environment?
Good night, India.
And he had just the skills to find out.
He began by measuring lead in the oceans. If it were natural, he expected the concentration of lead to be the same regardless of depth. But if lead pollution had increased recently, it would be more concentrated near the surface. He took samples in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans down to a depth of 4 kilometers. And sure enough, lead concentrations were nearly 10 times higher near the surface. Lead pollution was clearly recent, but when exactly had it occurred? To find out, Patterson had to go to Greenland and Antarctica. Ice cores record the level of lead in the air going back thousands of years. The levels of lead in the atmosphere have been elevated for the last 4,500 years. All of it is due to human activity, mainly smelting ores to make metal. You can see the rise and fall of the Greek and Roman empires, the dip caused by the Black Death in the 1300s, and of course the spike in the 20th century due to industrialization and tetraethyl lead. So what did this do to people?
Jesus.
Well, Patterson looked at the lead levels in the teeth and bones of recently deceased Americans, and for comparison, he measured the lead in bones and teeth of Peruvian and Egyptian mummies. Since they lived over 1,600 years ago, they would have been exposed to much less lead in their lifetimes. He expected to find modern Americans had about 100 times as much lead in their bones, but results showed it was closer to a factor of 1,000. 20th century Americans had 1,000 times more lead in their bones than their ancestors.
Oh my God.
Studies of baby teeth revealed that even lead exposure well below the level considered safe resulted in delayed learning, decreased IQ, and increased behavioral problems.
And there is a broad consensus on the part of everybody except the lead industry and its spokesman that lead is extremely toxic at extremely low doses.
Damn!
A follow-up study showed that those with higher levels of lead in their baby teeth were many times more likely to fail out of high school. As a result of studies like these, the CDC's guidelines for the acceptable level of lead in children's blood dropped from 60 micrograms per deciliter down to 3.5.
Sorry, the acceptable level of lead in children's blood. Right.
And as far as we know today, there is no safe level of lead. Globally, lead is believed to be responsible for nearly 2/3 of all unexplained intellectual disability.
According to a
it's
study,
the Tylenol. What? It's the Tylenol.
published in 2022, more than half of the current US population, that's 170 million people, were exposed to high levels of lead in early childhood. Those born between 1951 and 1980 are disproportionately affected. The authors estimate that in aggregate, lead caused a loss of more than 800 million IQ points. The world is less intelligent today because of leaded gasoline.
I know.
But there are even more
like
troubling correlations.
Doesn't it feel like the world of humans that grew up with lead gasoline are stupider? Doesn't it feel like the world is stupider?
The US saw a steady rise in crime from the 1970s to the 1990s. Then it abruptly declined. This graph looks eerily similar to a plot of preschool blood lead levels, just offset by 20 years. The obvious question is, did kids who were exposed to higher levels of lead grow up to commit more crimes than they otherwise would have? You might think this is just a spurious correlation, but the same pattern appears in many countries, including Britain, Canada, and Australia.
And now, think about the children who are more likely to commit crimes but grew up wealthy. I think that is the entire United States government.
And we know there's a causal connection between lead exposure and antisocial or violent behavior. A study of 340 teenagers found that those who were arrested were 4 times as likely to have elevated lead in their bones than similar demographic controls who didn't have run-ins with the law. Now, this doesn't mean that lead is responsible for all of the increase in crime, but it's very likely responsible for some of it. Now, it's tough to estimate the precise death toll of lead. One of its lesser-known effects is a hardening of the arteries, leading to increased cardiovascular disease.
The number one
A study
killer.
from 2018 found lead was likely responsible for 250,000 heart disease deaths per year in the US. Assuming a constant rate over the past century, that adds to 25 million deaths in the US alone. Globally, the figure may approach 100 million. Most of those deaths are due to Midgley's decision to put lead in gasoline, a substance he knew firsthand was toxic, but he did it anyway to maximize profits. And the problem is not over. Current estimates of deaths caused by lead range from 500 to 900,000 per year. The 2020 UNICEF report warns that 1 in 3 children globally, that's over 800 million children, have blood lead levels at or above 5 micrograms per deciliter. A lot of this lead now comes from batteries and industrial processes, but some is still due to Midgley's invention. Now, after Midgley's success with ethyl, he was put in charge of another engineering project. GM wasn't just making cars, but also household appliances. And fridges had a problem. The 2 most common gases used as refrigerants were methyl formate and sulfur dioxide.
Yeah, just put it
One
right in the
is
food.
highly toxic, the other is flammable.
Nice.
Midgley was tasked with
Yeah, just
creating
put it
a
right in the
safer
food.
alternative, and in 1928 he developed a non-toxic
Let's breathe it in the air, and then let's also eat it and drink it. And then let's ensure that the only people we elect to make serious governmental decisions are of the age where they did this. This thing that has been shown to degrade the fuck out of your brain. Let's stick them all in the government.
toxic and non-flammable refrigerant, dichloro-difluoromethane. GM called this new product Freon. And to demonstrate Freon's safety, during the unveiling at the American Chemical Society, Midgley inhaled a lungful of this gas and blew out a candle. In the following decades, CFCs like Freon became very popular and were used as solvents and aerosols. The problem is CFCs are light and stable. When released into the atmosphere, they climb up into the stratosphere, where they can remain for 50 to 100 years. But if a CFC molecule is hit by an ultraviolet photon of just the right energy, it breaks apart, releasing a chlorine atom. And this chlorine atom can then react with ozone, breaking it apart into chlorine monoxide and oxygen gas. The result was another environmental disaster, the hole in the ozone layer. With less ozone, more UV light penetrates the atmosphere, increasing the rates of skin cancer and cataracts. Plus, CFCs are potent greenhouse gases.
This dude, this one dude, wanted money. A fake thing that we as humans on the earth made up. And he put a hole in the Earth's ozone layer for the money. The thing on Earth that we made up
Per kilogram, they produce 10,000 times more warming than CO2. The historian John McNeill wrote that Midgley had more impact on the atmosphere than any other single organism in Earth's history. An agreement to phase out CFCs, the Montreal Protocol, went into effect in 1989, and the ozone layer is now showing signs of recovery, although it'll take many more decades to fully recover. In 1940, at the age of 51, Midgley contracted polio and became physically disabled. So to help him get up, he devised a mechanical bed controlled by a series of ropes and pulleys. On November 2nd, 1944, while using the contraption, he became tangled in the ropes and died of strangulation.
Thanks.
Why is this sad music? Rip Bozo. LOL. Bro, he got spring trapped. What is with this sad music? What the fuck? Thanos dead. Like, what? Hitler found dead. Like, what?
To the work of Claire Patterson, it became clear that the lead in our environment is not...
He killed 10, like, what was it? Like, globally, it was like 100 million people, and put a hole in the earth, killing more, like, and that, like, reverberates through history as well. Like, the man killed the most people in history.
natural. Burning lead in combustion engines spread the toxic element across the planet, into the air, oceans, the snow at the South Pole, and even our bones. Japan was the first to ban leaded fuel in cars in 1986, but other countries soon followed suit. Algeria was the last to do so in 2021. The UN calculates that the elimination of lead from gas saves over 1 million lives per year and $2.45 trillion.
But
So it was dangerous and more expensive. What an invention.
leaded gas is still used, by the way, in piston-driven airplane engines. That's now the largest source of lead emissions into the air in the US. You will observe with concern how long a useful truth may be known and exist before it is generally received and practiced on.
Damn. Damn. He said, I'm gonna leave you with that. Damn.